For what reason? Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
By the way, he's talking to Spencer. Y'all probably can't hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me... My way of adding him.
Okay. Did you add him yet?
Can you add him?
Yeah, of course I can.
All right. Please do so. If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to click on Spencer. And then I'm going to look at what we're supposed to be showing people.
Welcome to the show now.
Add to scene. Yep, and you are now included in said scene. See, I'm good for something.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You included Spencer in your sex scene?
What? I did.
Somebody's gotta, please.
It was only inevitable.
I got a great thumbnail for tomorrow, I think.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
I have 2 thumbnails.
No, I mean like for like a thing.
Are you painting them?
I see what you did there.
The thing with a
Look
thing.
back, going the full 9 yards.
Oh, here we go. Wow.
I'm so excited for Captain America: Brave New World, guys.
You're such
Are
a
you?
liar.
You would be. You
know
would
what?
be.
I mean,
I'm-
he could be excited for any number of reasons, one of which is actually ripping the movie to shreds.
Yeah, everybody's so excited for Deadpool and Wolverine, but fellas and lasses, that was about the highlight. That was the curtain call. Look at all those lovely folks already in
Comics Division and Nick wants a two. Culture Casino, we're talking.
They're all gay and they like it from behind. What can you say? Oh, sorry. I forgot I wasn't muted. My bad.
You can't give that version away for free. That's the best seller.
So here's a weird thing. I may drop 4 videos tomorrow on my channel.
Oh wow!
Do you even know what sleep is? Like, genuine question.
Not really. Yeah. By the way, Spencer, I need you to record some game videos tomorrow with me.
I think Cultural will sleep when he's dead.
Yep.
At this rate, it's going to be like next week.
Yeah.
Nah. No, I need Corey to do some voice work for me.
Culture funerola.
Excuse me, we'd like you to have this flower.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donation to the Reverend Moon? Juice for Jesus?
Right in the solar plexus.
Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?
Tennis. Entertainment that always rises to the occasion.
The one thing we don't do on Thursday Night Throwdown is screw around.
No.
And this is last week's intro, by the
Have you
way.
guys seen Toxic Man Flu naked in the shower? It's like really
Nice.
disgusting.
No, boo.
Like somebody vomited in a blender and like set it extra chunky. It's really gross. Like every time I see him, I want to shave my eyeballs with a razor. We are literally the
General
same height.
Cunt
No, I'm definitely
Liquor.
talking comics.
Captain Jeffy Lube.
Jeffy Blue.
Lieutenant A.L. Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer. Wow. Corporal Chug Pot Rose.
Brawlable to TNT command. Target is locked.
That's a confirmed hit. Target is
Commander
down.
Rayolite.
Oh, I get
Yes,
the
he is
helicopter because I'm the
Rayolite.
fat kid. That's bull.
Captain Radio.
You, Kurtzman!
I don't have any hands and feet, comics. I can't fly a plane.
Unknown germ dude.
Oh, and the Toxic Mankini.
You are a little bit retarded.
A little bit of a lie.
A little bit retard.
A little bit of a lie. In this episode, that's not what we're talking about.
No, I know. I told you it was last
Oh my
week's
gosh.
intro.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why not?
What the?
Yeah,
Good
Commander.
movie with lots of males.
Commander.
Anyway.
Commander Tryhard here is our fearless leader. Thanks a lot for the intro.
High culture. How are
Hi.
you doing today, Captain Cranky Pants? That's when you change your intro to.
Cranky,
I am.
you know.
Speaking of which, I have an announcement to make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to know what it is?
We all support your coming out here.
We have new shirts. We have new
nice.
shirts.
Nude shirts.
New. They're amazing. Front and back, you can get new shirts
Is
at
that a
beachpunk.us. No.
So did Tox send you one and not me?
Yeah. Well, I actually sell things. I actually sell things.
Do you sell things?
Cellophanes. I cellophanes. Sell
You
things.
put me in front of Comics' merch, and I'll help him sell things. That literally happened. Actually, that literally happened.
He did a great job. Yeah.
But
Let's
no,
see,
see,
let's
this
see
is
this
the new shirt.
fancy new shirt.
See this new beach punk thing?
It's a palm tree.
Right?
And the black circle is right over his nipple.
And then on the back, it's awesome. I'm not going to give it away. You have to go to the website beachpunk.us right now.
So where's the incentive?
Does anyone else feel cheated that
That is
Culture's
the
not going to
incentive.
turn around and show us?
Yes,
that
I
then?
feel very cheated, honestly.
Yeah, I feel very. Now I'm like, hey, thanks for telling me to not get it.
What the hell?
Why are you standing up? That's not part of the deal.
Look
Beach
at that.
Punk.
Ooh,
Get it. It's so good.
Get it while it's hot, folks.
okay.
And then Culture showing off his old man guns. That's
That's right.
I think Culture
Yeah.
actually looks leaner. I'm gonna actually be fair. He looks leaner.
I am trying to lose weight because I was round mound of rebound. It was
It's
me and
working.
Chuck Barkley out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's unfuzzle this and get back to our business. So yeah, so check that out. And for those of you who are members of my channel at gold tier or higher, or at this Knuckleheads membership of like what's that tier called?
Take my money, damn it.
Yes,
Take
if
my
you're one of those-
money, damn it.
Thank you, Corey. If you're members at those levels or higher, you're going to get a very special live stream on Tuesday.
Yes, you are.
By invite only.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
you
it a
will-
live waxing of your back?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's such a lie.
No,
How much do we have to
it's
raise
not.
to make that happen? I will start that kick, like that kick.
Look, for me it's only $1 million.
Only 1 million, folks.
Only 1 million. And then I will wax my back. There's
If
surprisingly
I
little
had
hair
a
back
million
there.
followers on YouTube and they all donated $1, it would happen.
Yeah, all I'm saying is so. But anyway, the reason I'm
Not
bringing
out
this
of the
up,
possibility.
Yeah.
the reason I'm bringing this up is because we are doing a watch party with our members
Yes, we are.
on Tuesday of Demolition Man.
Yes.
And all you have to do is look at the invitation, which will be in our community tabs, right?
Mhm.
Or Patreon in your case, or whatever weird stuff you do.
I don't do Patreon, but okay.
Okay. Anyway, however you
OnlyFans,
subscribe to
Fansly.
this guy. Yeah. So you will just have to go there, look for the invite, click on the invite, give us your screen name and an email address. Hopefully your email address, because you might get coupons for Beach Punk if you do it. And then you'll be able to log into the webcast, and it'll be private. It'll be just us. It'll be a lot of fun, and we're gonna watch Demolition.
Yep. Will not be streamed on YouTube. It will
No.
be streamed
Nowhere else.
Yeah, nowhere else. It will
Yeah.
be streamed privately.
Very,
But
very
for
private.
those of you who are of the Take My Money Damn It level or higher, I'll be posting a link in community for you guys to go and check it out.
And so if you are gold level or higher for me, same thing. So very exciting. We're testing this out. If it works, we're gonna do this a lot.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun. Should be pretty damn interesting.
That's what she said.
Lot of gaming news this week.
Lots of gays. I mean gaming.
that too. Yeah, and the funny thing is that none of it's good.
Oh wow! What a shit! I can't believe it. I thought we're actually
right?
Some good news.
It's funny because video games has basically become the new Disney, which is synonymous with failure at this point. Bungie, they're not doing so good. We've seen a lot of layoffs in the gaming industry, specifically within Xbox recently. We know that Xbox is trying to divest from DEI, which I call horseshit on. They may be firing some positions, but that shit ain't going away. The issue is the general public has caught on and they've been criticized for it, and now they are trying to backpedal. Like anything that is being called a DEI hire is now it's funny getting called out by the left because this is a term that they came up with essentially. We're seeing it currently right now with Kamala Harris, the would-be presidential hopeful for the Democratic Party, who was literally called a DEI hire by Joe Biden. Not obviously in those words exactly, but
not verbatim, but
he said that he was going to pick a black female as his running mate, and that's basically a DEI hire. It has nothing to do with qualifications, right? And that's the thing that's so funny about all this stuff is that they're trying to say, oh, these people are qualified. No, they're not. If you're literally being hired because of your race, that's you're being hired for the wrong reason, which is very unfortunate. And if you are of said race and you're being told that you're being hired because of your race, you should be insulted. Legitimately. And so, as I said, all this kind of dovetails into the issues that we've been seeing within the gaming industry. Sweet Baby Inc. Has not been helping the industry grow. As a matter of fact, it's been helping the industry shrink. And now that shrinkage is coming in the form of Bungie laying off a bunch of employees. And the funny thing about it, several woke activists have been caught up in this layoffs that have transpired, folks. So yes, it's entertaining. Obviously, not all. They're not purging their DEI hires, their activist hires. They're just some people that got caught up because that happens. Spencer, you wrote a rather nice article talking about the what's going on with Bungie. Can you kind of give us the lowdown?
Actually, that was not me who wrote the Bungie article. That was actually one of our writers. No, that was actually one of our writers, Jorge Arenas. He killed it with that article. No, not this time around. I've covered every other story about it.
No, that was the Yasuke article that I must be getting confused with. But we'll talk about it in a moment.
But I can give a rundown of the Bungie situation.
Cool. So I'm sorry, I got to interject real quick. Only Comics with his dyslexia would not be able to tell it was not a Spencer article.
To be fair, Jorge, Spencer, Filipino, Mexican, I can see the
one probably has great sentence structure. You really just confuse me sometimes. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
It's probably because I
heartfelt
didn't look at who wrote the article, but whatever.
I mean, fair guess. Fair guess that if it's an article up there, it's probably me.
Yeah.
But yeah. I can totally give a rundown of this entire Bungie situation if you guys would like. So, for those going way back machine, for those who don't remember, Bungie is actually the studio that was responsible for Halo way back when it first started. They created Marathon, they created Oni, they created Halo. So after
they also created a game called Myth.
Myth was great. Like all of these classic. I wouldn't even call them like first person shooters, but like PC exploration, like Myst type game. Everybody go check them out if you like classic games. They're all great. But after Halo, they pretty much focused all of their efforts on Halo. They did Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, and Reach. And after Reach, they said, we're done with Halo. We're out of here. We are going to go make a new thing. and they left Microsoft and they started making Destiny. And after that, they started making Destiny 2. And that is sort of where they've been for the last, gosh, I don't even know how long it's been at this point, 10 years. But of course, yeah, right. At least 10 years. Yeah, like Corey, I'm being super conservative in that estimate. But over those 10 years, the problems over at Bungie have been twofold. One is that obviously they have bought way hard into the DEI-ness of everything. They love promoting all of their messages. They love, virtue signaling, all of that stuff. Anything you can think of that's wrong with the video game industry on like that PR side, that's exactly what they love to buy into. The other half is that Destiny kind of sucks. Yes. And like after, like you can't really rely on this game for 10, 20 years. The gamers are going to get bored. Players are going to get bored. You don't really offer anything new. And so they've just stagnated. And that leads to where we are now. They also got bought out by Sony a couple years ago. And was it Sony or was it? Yeah, it was Sony who bought out Bungie because they were desperate for an acquisition, and they've done nothing with them since then. They've just sort of let them keep doing
they broke off. They broke off from Microsoft, correct?
Correct.
Okay, because I remember that. They were like their own thing, and then Microsoft acquired them, and then they broke off.
Yep. So they acquired them back in like 2004, 2003, way back in the day. After Halo 3, no, after what was the last one? I guess Reach was chronologically the last one. After that one dropped, Bungie said, okay, we've sort of done our contract for this initial Halo series. Can we negotiate a release? And that part of that release was, you guys can go do your own stuff. We'll let you go, but we keep Halo. Halo is ours. And that's where we got 343 Industries, Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo Infinite, a bunch of other
garbage,
stupid stuff out of them. Yeah, exactly. Halo just at its lowest, Halo the TV series. So yeah, Bungie just has sort of been adrift. They were once somebody you could rely on to say, oh yeah, they're going to deliver a really good, FPS game. And now they're just sort of catering to the few 4,000 players left in Destiny, who, if you guys like Destiny, don't get me wrong. It's just after a while, things get stale. And that's sort of what happened to Destiny.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that is what has directly resulted in them having to lay off a bunch of people because, and this is kind of the issue when you don't innovate, right?
He's here.
It's weird because it's showing that he's connecting, even though
that's weird.
Yeah, he's in the back room. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, look at that throbber.
Yeah, I'll remove him, and when he can join himself when things I guess are working.
Oh, but he's here.
Oh no, he's here. Oh my God,
has come.
Yeah,
he is here.
Yeah, but
good evening.
Anyway, good evening, sir. But that's what happens when you don't innovate anymore and you get stagnant, and you basically have to end up laying off a bunch of people. And the funny thing about it, is a bunch of wokies got laid off.
Yes, that is what I was going to say is the most hilarious part, is that a lot of the people who got hit are sort of everything we see wrong with not just like video game companies, but corporations in general. They hit middle management and a lot of their like community HR activist people, which is exactly kind of what we don't need. You don't need a bunch of middlemen.
Nothing of value is lost.
Yeah,
you don't need a bunch of people going, hey, use Latinx. Come on, let's go.
Latinx.
Latwinks.
That gets me every time.
In the wake of the news this morning or yesterday morning, whenever this news broke, I started getting a lot of notifications from the Bounding account on an old tweet that I don't remember if it was me or John who made the reply, but it was to Bungie. They made a tweet back in like 2022 that was like, yeah, we're celebrating Latinx Day. Everybody should learn the Hispanic language. And one of us was like, I just learned Hispanic language. Or what the hell is that? That's not a thing. And I started getting a bunch of likes recently because everybody looked at it and went, there you go. That's what's happening.
Pretty sure you said Latwinks there. But
Latwinks.
Hey, that's a personal term. I think you could call me that off screen. Come on, man.
Such a bigot. Oh my gosh.
Is Latwinks basically a Latin twink?
We've invented a new term.
Latwinks. Anyway.
We'll have to run it past Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think this means for the gaming industry? I mean, at this point, I mean, we know Sweet Baby Inc. for the most part isn't going away.
No.
Yeah, not anytime soon. These are people who have been pretty much well embedded into the gaming industry, unfortunately. Do you think there's any kind of shift going on, or do you think that this is just because a poor performance dictates, failure at this point?
I think we are seeing a shift. It is not the overarching we are winning, rah rah rah, like we've got them on their back legs, just one more push. But we are seeing some ground being made, and that's because so the biggest problem in all of this is that 4 years ago, when everything got locked down and the coof took us all for a ride, the video game companies saw a huge boom in profit. They went, everybody's sitting at home. They're going to play video games. They're going to spend money on cosmetics, yada, yada, yada. These video game companies, particularly Western video game companies, they saw all the stock price go up and they went, this is going to last forever. We should expand. So during the pandemic, they started buying up everything, investing in everything, getting all these pie in the sky dreams. And then, of course, the market course corrected. People could go outside again. So the line went down. And now they have to reap what they sowed, which is, we just went on a spending spree to get everything. We need to cut down. And a lot of that spending was focusing on these DEI programs. And we've seen over the last couple weeks, I would say, Microsoft is getting rid of them. Bungie's getting rid of them. Japan over the last couple months has been exiting such funds. DEI stuff is, yes, it's dying. I know, guys, it's being rebranded as things like Bridge and Jedi. I know the guys here have talked about it on multiple shows, so we are aware of that. But it's sort of getting to the point where they can't just do whatever they want anymore. The companies are realizing that they can't just go, let's hire 700 activists to run our community tabs. And if people get mad at them, whatever, we don't care. They know now that if we're going to do that, we at the very, very least have to start offering people something. So I'm hoping, I am optimistic that this is a change towards more quality. I'm still way more I'm still personally hoping for a whole industry-wide crash, because I'm of the opinion that it's the only thing that's going to get us back to normal is a full-on fire burn till everybody who sees this industry as a money-making economic thing is sort of out of here and the people with passion are back. So, I like to be optimistic. I know a lot of people in the chat are probably disagreeing with me, but these layoffs, as painful as they are for the people who are getting laid off, because guys, it does suck to have to go get a new job regardless of anything. As much as it sucks for them, this is going to be like an overall benefit to the industry in ways we're probably not even seeing yet.
I hope you're right. And let's just say that you are right, Spencer. It's going to be a long time before we see consistent change. That's 100%. Especially even with how much things are much more sped nowadays compared to yesteryear, there are still a few things that still take a long time to get the wheels in motion.
Yeah.
This is still one of them. So assuming and hoping that you're correct, it's going to be a while. It's kind of like what I told people about ideology-driven material. My position is I always think a lot of stuff at the most completely rotted from every aspect of a culture. I think we're looking around 10 to 15 years. But do I think we may have seen the worst of it? I think we have seen the worst of it, but I don't think it's still going to be a few years, quite a bit before it completely goes away entirely.
I think, and we'll probably talk about it as we get later in the show, what's happening at the Olympics right now is going to be probably one of those tipping point discussions now that it's all out on the, international level for everybody to talk about in regards to
right again.
Yeah, DEI and all that stuff. But
we'll definitely have to put a pin in that one, because I haven't been paying attention to the Olympics, so I have no idea what's going on. But we do need to take a quick super chat break real quick to get these.
Let me just close out with one last thought, because this is I want to leave everybody here with a quick white pill before we get into super chats. So we've all seen recently, or in terms of, are we seeing an industry shift? We are, and for proof of that, look no further than the recent releases that are coming out of Sweet Baby Inc. Things like Flintlock, things like that really weird, like slice of life social justice game. I can't even remember the title. It looks so generic. And things like Kazu. Now, I don't. The narrative here is, or the story here is not that Sweet Baby Inc. turned players off, because I bet you dollars to donuts for those games I just mentioned, outside of probably the coverage from like That Park Place and you guys and Bounding, people didn't hear about this game, right? None of these games, you didn't see ads for them. You didn't see anybody doing really big previews. And I think that, and then that, leads to, if nobody knows your game exists, it's not going to sell and it's going to fail.
Right.
I think the big story there is, why didn't Ubisoft and all these companies that invested in Sweet Baby Inc. and said, I want to do these games, why aren't they so confident in pushing their product anymore? Why aren't they going, hey guys, look at this game that we made that has this, we're going for the DEI narrative here, or hey, look, Sweet Baby worked on this. You would think if this was still good business, they would be going, go, 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 go.
Right.
To me, it seems like they're backing off and they're sort of letting these games out as scapegoats, right? Like they're leaving them to the wolves, going, oh, see, they failed because nobody wanted to play, nobody wanted to play them, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you guys didn't advertise them. So I think that's where you see the real big shift. It's that subtle, the game companies are no longer standing behind the work in the way that they used to, and they're sort of just leaving those games out to dry.
Is that the developers or the publishers, though, do you think? I mean, could be two different attitudes.
That's a good point. That it's production companies, producers, because the devs do all they can, but so for example, Kazu or Zazu or whatever that game is, that was developed as part of a thing called Ubisoft Originals, where a dev studio said, we have this game, and then Ubisoft says, we'll give you the funds for it.
Is that the African one, Kazu?
Yeah, Kazu, that's what it is. Yeah, exactly. So they go, we have this concept, and Ubisoft goes, great, we want that, we'll give you the money, and then we will publish it for you and get a piece of the revenue. So the devs go out and they make the game. It's up to Ubisoft with all of their resources to go, hey, let's advertise this. Let's go to IGN.
And they're just not doing it.
And they're just not doing it. They're just going.
That's one thing I was curious about when it comes to the advertising. It's like, back in the day, when I was getting Game Informer, that's how I stayed up on top of what was coming out, right? Until I kind of fell off the wagon of playing a lot of games. So it's just, I don't know how do they actually go and advertise at this point?
At this point, a lot of advertising is, giving previews and collaborating with the bigger outlets like IGN, Eurogamer, all that sort of stuff. Sort of how it always has been. But the big thing is influencers. That's where you go. You go and you go, hey, you have a big channel. Would you like to play our game? You can, review it. Here's a free copy. Just let people see what's up about it. And they're not doing that anymore. Because Kazu's one of the best examples, because that's sort of what we always talk about, right? Don't change our stuff. Go make your own thing with whatever narrative you want to do.
Yeah,
and
I'm totally fine with that. Even if it's woke garbage, it's at least you're not infesting our stuff. It's like, bingo. I don't have a problem with them making Kazu or what was it? Validate. It's like, go make your own shit. It's like, I'm totally cool with that as long as you don't go and fuck up the the other games like Assassin's Creed, like we've seen. But it is what it is.
And so, Kazu was this perfect microcosm of, they went and they made their own shit. And, honestly, if you look at the gameplay itself, it didn't look that bad. If this is one of those ones that could have been an easy win for the DEI crowd to go, look, we made our own thing. It was not bad. But instead, they just went, ooh, that's just bad business, period. We're going to leave that alone over there. That is the most telling part about this.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the guy who voices the main character in that game was the voice actor who voiced was it Barrick in Assassin's Creed Origin?
Yeah.
It's funny because he made some statements a while back saying, "Oh, people were telling me I didn't belong here with the Origins." It's like, who fucking said that? So I don't remember anyone complaining about Origins, the fact that it was in Africa and the main character was basically a black dude. I mean, nobody fucking cared.
That's one of my favorite arguments in this whole Assassin's Creed Shadows thing. It's like, oh, look, the white supremacists are at it again, and it's like, there's been maybe 2 like Protagonist 3 if you count the twins in whatever like 2 it was.
Syndicate.
And it's like in Syndicate. So it's like every other thing is like African, Egyptian, Middle Eastern. Italian. Like what do you guys want from us? They have nothing on us. That's why all of the attacks on Assassin's Creed Shadow are just you're all mean. There's no substance to it because they got nothing. As we'll probably talk about later.
We'll get to that because we want to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows again. But I do have some chats I need to get.
Let's get some super chats. I'll shut the hell up. Go for it.
Rolling the red ship for $10. 50K. I get culture. Dude, you're off stage talks and you interrupted me. So I'm muting this backstage. Nobody could hear it, or at least not the audience. You guys probably did on the panel. All right, 50K stream. I give culture a 1 full body wax while consuming large quantities of box wine. You wanted my attention. Now you got it. Just like Ian seeing platform shoes or Brian with a new sheep. Okay.
You bastard.
You bastard indeed. Anyway, TVG Monster for $2 says hi, culture, Tox, Brahma, Corey, Tom. And obviously, Tox, you can add yourself in now that things are working right. Let's see. Another one from TVG Monster for $2 says, I have no sympathy for Bungie, rooting for Gina. Those two things are not mutually exclusive, by the way.
Gina stuff, I'm so excited.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. And I don't have sympathy for Bungie either. They're unfortunately been a shit show. Myth was a fucking great game. It was basically like Warcraft, but set in a more darker fantasy setting. Oh, that was a fucking great game.
And here's something really amusing about that real quick. The CEO for Bungie, just a few days before he dealt the pain, dude rolled out and showed everybody his 2 brand new supercars.
Oh, ouch.
What a dick.
Well, there was like this one thing I thought was funny from like the British office, and the manager's talking about how there's going to be layoffs. He's like, on the upside, I'm getting a raise.
Yeah. That's like how it is now.
Yeah, basically. All right. TVG Monster gifted 1 membership. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Let's see. London Fog 66 was gifted the membership. Nice. And Eric K became a member at the I think we was at the Take My Money Damn It level.
I hope so, because he's going to watch a movie
member
with us.
again.
Yeah.
He wants to. He wants to.
He does.
Watch a movie
Eric
with us.
K for $2. These are these people are dicks, but are dicks.
That's right.
Indeed they are. Christian, how's it going, dude? Hope you're well. For 2 Canadian pesos, I love Corey's song.
It's
Thank
pretty
you.
good.
Yeah, it's not publicly available yet, so no sharing.
Corey's not terrible.
Corey's not terrible.
Whatever. There's a reason it's not publicly available yet. I still got to.
There's a ringing endorsement.
Indeed. Also, welcome, Jason. I forgot to say hi to you, sir.
I'm here now. You can start.
Indeed. Eric K, get to
Jason with his command room camera. I love it every time.
Yep. Well, I love the fact that he has multiple different cameras, so he can get multiple different angles, which is pretty awesome.
He needs to like not have one that shows his crotch though, because accidents happen.
Yeah. Well,
no, that keeps him accountable. That helps. That way he knows. Like
I'm gonna hide this.
Crotch camera.
There we go. You switched it. Well, because you get to see whether he's wearing pants or not.
Wait, is Mrs.
No accidental tubing. That's what I'm saying.
Is Mrs. Boss in the room?
No.
Oh.
No, she's gone to bed. I tucked her in.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go.
That's not a euphemism at all.
Not the slightest.
Nice.
No.
That's a strange way of saying I put her shackles on.
Oh, hey now.
TV Monster for $5. Never was a fan of Bungie, but hoping Capcom is doing good Resident Evil in my favorite game series. I haven't been tainted by DEI yet. Yet's the key word. Hi, Nick Spencer Bell.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Hi. Monster.
Bungee jumping?
No, I just wanted to say this. Capcom's getting kicked in the nuts right now. Sales are down 44%. Is that the right number, Spencer? Yeah.
So why are their numbers down?
Well, that is a complicated question, and I hate to be the dour one here, but the real answer to it is, while there is a lot of like the DEI stuff that we should talk about that's coming out of Capcom, especially that's coming out of their reports, the drop is simply that in comparison between this period last year and this period now, they just haven't released anything. Like last year, you saw this quarter saw like Monster Hunter Rise. It saw a bunch of other games that I was just looking at the list the other day. All we've gotten out of this year or in this quarter was Ace Attorney's Investigations.
No, we just got the arcade re-release or the non-arcade re-release on Steam and console of the SNK versus.
That's not qualified. That doesn't count in this one.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, and the next thing I wanted to mention,
Talks, you're not muted, by the way.
You and I never talk about gaming at all. We never get to talk about video games, Spencer.
I didn't even know you liked video games. Like this is literal news to me.
Yeah. But
if only there was some sort of place you and I could hang out and talk about these things.
But like a park place, but yet for video games or something.
Right. Maybe like that game place. Yeah,
something like that. That would be great to hang out.
That game place.
No, game.
Oh, game. Sorry.
Yeah, you're a bit hard of hearing. You should stop taking it in the ear for a beer. Anyway, so
Tom's not here. Somebody has to do it.
I hear that. So anyway, so Spencer, the reason I bring that up is what's Sony not done for a while until Concord?
Sony?
Yeah. Sony
what have they not done since Concord?
Released a game in 2024.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Hey, what, you don't want to buy the Last of Us re-release that they keep putting out every year?
They haven't put out an original game from any of their studios until Concord.
You're right.
And Concord is Firewalk Studios, which is Sony, and it was dog poodoo.
And it's not just Sony. It is Sony Firewalk Studios.
Your microphone went away, bro. Something happened.
Yeah, you're dying.
Okay, real quick, while he's figuring that out, I still have some more super chats I need to get through real quick. TVG Monster, I already got this one. It was this one from Sabretooth Raptor for $5. New idea: Top Gun 6, Space Force. Join comics, talks a lot. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser, Brahma Bull, Culture, Tom, Gracie Bond, WDW Pro, Nerdrotic, Andre, that Star Wars girl, Save Earth.
I've watched that movie.
I think we could
be in it too.
Woo! You get to be in it. Yeah. Yes. Look. You know what? You're who's the crazy dude that was in the blow up the asteroid thing? Armageddon. Buscemi.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis and
you're our Steve Buscemi.
Ben Affleck.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Since I'm going to be the Sean Bean of the Dix division, can I have it be a meteor that ruptures my oxygen tank while I'm on a spacewalk to repair something?
I think what it needs to be is that you're on a spacewalk and you actually get nailed by a meteorite and just pasted.
That would be great. That'd be sick.
Right through the head.
I could do that.
Right through the head.
I could do that.
No, it wouldn't. Look, all it has to do is just smash him a little bit, and then he turns into a giant soup.
You expand because the liquid in your blood freezes.
Yeah, he just soups.
Boils
he just
something.
goes crazy.
It gets really weird.
Yeah.
Christian says for 2 slices of Canadian bacon, giveaway memberships in super chatting.
Super chatting
with no wit. Okay,
with no wit. That's actually true, but it is something we love because as people who create things, guaranteed gifted income is bueno.
That is true.
It actually helps a lot. True. We don't have to rely so heavily on the super chats.
And for another 2 slices of Canadian bacon and Dix, you always got a few inches north.
This is actually true.
We always want to be north, and we try very hard to stay always north and never south.
Triple
That's
innuendo.
Racist as fuck. You see that? Oh my gosh.
I just love how randomly Tox is playing sound effects. That's funny.
He's a producer now.
Shik 34. Games are the stand of capitalism workouts.
Yeah.
Christian, for more slices of Canadian bacon, all 2 of them. Shout out to my Scottish friend.
There you go.
Hey,
and
Christian.
Fellow Canadian resident.
That's right. Can extend.
Tox just played the Canadian national anthem.
Yeah, there it was.
Wow, that is that is mean. Why
you realize how much that water would be taxed if that was Canadian?
That's right.
Yes. All right, Magna North. Magna Norse. There we go. Magna Norse for $10. Yasuke was let's see, extradited from Frisco to Japan, and finger wagging is not off the table.
Wow.
Let's see. B-Dub Martin says, for $5, I heard that Brian has memberships on his channel now. Sheep, is it true?
This is true. It is true. And D-Bud Martin was my very first member.
Ooh.
It's the first member I've ever had.
Wow, it took you that long to have one?
Oh.
It took you that many years to have one. Like
I've been threatening to do memberships for a long time and finally did it. So we shall see.
do you feel relieved now that you finally have a member after all these years?
I'm relieved that I got it out.
You've exercised the demon.
Yes.
Indeed. All right. Christian for another 2 slices of Canadian bacon. Tox is a great man. He has no bald spot.
True.
Yeah. I've met him. No bald spot.
One large bald spot. That's just one big bald spot.
It's just a nice set of hair.
Indeed. Hair
not what he was
tentacles,
originally
actually, because he
gonna
really is a flu germ or something like that.
Right.
Flu virus germ something or other.
I'm
germ
this
man.
Virus.
Magna Norse for another $5. I purchased and completed every Assassin's Creed game, but this is too much. If this was in Africa, cool. Let's do that. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that when you say, well, let's do it in Africa, they're like, well, we already did one in Africa. You did one in Egypt.
The continent of Africa, but not.
Yes, you did one in the continent of Africa, but you could.
Not sub-Saharan.
Much like how you've done multiples in Europe, you could do multiples in Africa. So just throwing that out there.
An Assassin's Creed game where you're playing a Zulu warrior back in the day.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, especially that's right.
They had all kinds of badass warriors.
All those Central African kingdoms and dynasties, they could have said it
for real.
But at this point, I fully expect, I demand, mind you, that if they do an Assassin's Creed in African, you need to have a Japanese protagonist now.
Word.
Yeah.
100%.
Because it was good for the goose is good for the gander. All right, last one here. Roll the Wretched for $10. I want this chat to go to Mrs. Flu, so she will beat Tox on the stream. Opposite of what happened during the Olympics. By the way, I need I will need a really, really small dot for 50K waxing for Culture's junk.
I actually don't understand the small dot part.
A really small dot of wax to wax his junk.
Yeah, that Culture has a small penis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a small dick joke. Also, Christian, for another 2 slices of Canadian bacon, says, "Hey, Ian, you missed my $20 super chat, mofo. Did I?
You've been using that word a lot today.
Did I? Why am I not seeing?
I guess.
There's a $15 one.
There's a $15 one. All right, here we go. Hello, Dix. Ian is great. Is a great guy. Casino, great. Content, great hair, great guy. Nick is worth 1,600 miles of driving. Corey is a gem, and Tox steals the show with his wit. He does.
Ooh,
so very
like
true.
An invitation.
Does quartz count as a gem? I mean,
maybe.
It's more of a growth.
There you go.
Yeah. There we
I'm
go.
a growth. I grow.
You grow.
I'm a Tuma.
If you put yourself in a cave, you grow.
Mold.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very moldy.
I started some that you didn't.
Well, let me go over to the Star Chats. There we go.
While he's looking, it's
All
the
right.
perfect time to play cottage cheese.
No. Davina Duxworth says Runner Orsos Tox the Destroyer.
Yes.
And there we go. Memberships.
They're memberships.
Memberships.
You should actually call them memberships.
Should have thought of that.
Everybody was sub to the Odyssey where Comics doesn't post any videos anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be. I think I will actually make you memberships if you want it. I'll build you a custom lower third for your memberships.
You heard it. 50,500. Culture Casino said he would make it with a sheep.
No. No.
He would make it with a sheep for me.
That's right.
Oh,
wow.
No, now you just made romantic.
I will make you a lower third for memberships.
So you will make it with a lower third of a sheep?
No.
I love that, my friend.
I'm confused.
Between Culture and 70s, which one's Maverick and which one's Goose? I want to know.
Which one dies? Goosing Maverick? That's the question.
Is being the lower third on the totem pole lesser or greater priority?
No, I feel like you might be Wolverine according to the new Deadpool jokes at Disneyland.
There's Deadpool jokes at Disneyland now.
Oh, dude.
They have a Deadpool character now at Disneyland.
And you know what's
it's
funny?
Probably gonna be a G-rated version of the character.
No, it is not.
It's not.
No. My friend Jonas J. Campbell of that Park Place and everywhere else has been posting or reposting videos of that ridiculousness that's supposed to be oriented towards children. And you know what's funny, Nick? He got 5 million impressions in like 2 days.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because he's saying this is not appropriate, and the wackadoodle-doos came out of the woodwork and started going at him. So it's fantastic. You want to check that out? It's incredible.
Not that you can't make a G-rated version of that work at a park.
They did not.
He's been in cartoons that were obviously
dude. Nick,
like all ages. You could like. It worked with not only with Deadpool, but even in the 90s with the animated series. They put in Punisher and Carnage on the same show, and those characters worked.
Nick, one of the jokes that they just dropped over there at Disney for Deadpool, a story time with Deadpool, was that Tony Stark had a Grindr.
Jonas is on this one.
Tony Stark had what?
A Grindr account.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
What makes sense?
Jason, can you find that stuff? Because
does it? Does it actually make sense?
Look over because I saw it over on Jonas's.
Yeah, grab Jonas's thing. Wait, that came out
screen
wrong.
name was.
I've never seen him on this thing.
See,
I've
Tony
never seen
Stark's
him on there.
screen name on Grindr was actually "I'm Your Doom."
Yeah. Jesus.
One, no kid is gonna get that. Two, no kid should get that.
No, kids.
3, why is that even taking precedent? Even if a kid does or does not understand it, that type of joke is not meant for them, regardless.
It doesn't matter. It's not meant in a family park, bro.
Yes, I agree strongly.
So having Deadpool in Disneyland is like having this guy in Disneyland.
Wow. Hey, so
you imagine the toxic man flu ride?
Tox, you need to tell everybody we're going on family vacation together.
It's
going to be the flus and the casinos are going to go on family vacation together. Wow.
Yeah, we're going to go on a cruise and we're going to come back and get sick.
Comics. No, we're actually going to go to a fantabulous.
You don't got to come back to get sick. You're going to get sick there.
On Hilton Head Island.
You died.
Yeah, and that way you can see beach things and I can see golf things.
So that'd be like the flicultures. The flicultures. The flickers. The flickers.
The cultures.
How did we lose the boss?
Nick the Geek for $4.99. Comics you forgot to read the member chats must have gone over your head.
Oh!
There it is, folks. That's good stuff.
Oprah.
Mr. E says, comics blow sheep. I have proof.
Whoa!
Oh, really now?
Oh, wow.
Oprah.
I don't even know if I want to see that proof.
How demeaning. It should be the other way around.
That's Mars Monkey Max
unless
asking
it's being
if
fabricated, there isn't any fucking proof.
Comics division, was he carrying tissues and Vaseline? Yes, he does. I can say for fact, Comics carries those everywhere.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, it's just good practice. If you're worried about getting a bloody nose, Vaseline.
Why are you talking about practice?
Because it's not a game. It's not a game. We're talking about
gay or
practice.
No. Incomino whatever. The Toxic Man Flu ride, the only ride Disney praise breaks down. Right up there with cottage cheese. All right. That's good. That's it right there. The only ride that you puke before you get on.
Yeah, y'all are on fire tonight. Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, so the link,
Mecca, Jay, why do you have to be right all the time, dude?
the link to Jonas's tweet is in the chat.
In the private chat?
I can share it, or somebody can call it up there.
You put the link in Culture's privates?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
I'll pull it up.
Hey, I was
should
going
have
to
been
make the
exclusive and put it in his privates. He didn't have to put it in all of our privates.
I feel violated.
Sometimes being inclusive is weirder. Sometimes you have to be exclusive.
Okay, this has to be
sometimes you got to be exclusive to be inclusive.
Yeah. Deliver the culture exclusively.
Okay,
your
this
private.
is
wow.
Hey, look at your DMs. That's fantastic.
What DMs?
That was a joke. You should, if you could make this smaller. No.
Streaks and cultures. I will make it smaller just for you because if there's anything you like, culture, it's small things. Anyway, here we go.
Well, I like you.
Here's Deadpool. What do we have here? Wow, we got the Disney Parks app. We got Instagram, TikTok, Tinder, Grindr. Wow, Mr. Stark, I love your new profile picture.
That was just a little of it.
He sounded gay. Like
well, yeah.
See, that wasn't even a good Deadpool. That was bad.
No, that was
really. That makes
By the
me
way,
sad
this
in my
is
pants.
this isn't on a stage. This isn't.
Nice one, Corey.
This isn't. That's just one of like a zillion of these. It's not on a stage. It's not some place that's set off to the side. That's a main thoroughfare.
Mm-hmm.
People are walking by.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. Speaking of dumb things, which is basically anything Ubisoft these days.
Heyo.
This clip has been going around, and I have to say,
what did you say?
Clip
is
going
okay.
around.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Don't you mean magazine?
No, this is a video.
I laughed pretty hard at this.
Yeah, so she smacks a dude with the back of her hand wearing a helmet and knocks him out.
What?
And doesn't break her hand.
Oh, mercy.
Her hand would freaking be cringing in pain just from smacking his helmet.
Okay, I tell you what, ladies, walk up to your dude wearing a motorcycle helmet and do that. See how many
you will hurt yourself and slightly annoy them.
Yeah, that's broken bones in your hand.
I'm sorry, is she not using the lesbian space witch thread magic?
Yeah, I know.
Maybe.
There's the thread wrapped around her hand.
IGN
gave this a 10 out of 10.
And get the lightsaber.
Of course they did.
IGN is owned by Ziff Davis, who's slowly going out of business, as my friend Spencer and I talked about, which is a video coming out soon on That Game Place about Humble Games no longer being around anymore at all. In any way.
God, that's so fucking stupid. I mean, I even complained about Gina basically punching the Mandalorian, but she at least had gloves with reinforced knuckles. I mean, it wouldn't do shit. It's dumb. Punching a dude in the face with a helmet is dumb, by the way, or smacking him in the back of the head wearing a helmet with your bare hand is even stupider.
Unless you're a Wookiee and you can like smash them together like Chewie did.
Yeah.
You know what? I did it all for the Wookiee.
Option?
The Wookiee.
Yes.
Did it all for the Wookiee.
So,
yes, Corey?
I'm just curious, is there a lethal option you could have gone with in that? Or is that like just how you get to do it in this game? I feel like a knife would fit right between the helmet and just saying.
I think that's the retard takedown. It's kind of funny because like back in the day, Weston Games did the Star Wars tabletop game back in the 80s and 90s, and they actually had the Rebel source book, and one of them was like basically Rebel Special Ops. And the cool thing about it is the dude's like throwing a dagger into like the neck area of the stormtrooper. It's like, wow, that actually makes sense because it's a soft target. But yeah, it was that was cool. This is lame because whether you're a man or woman, you're breaking your hand on the back of that fucking helmet.
Well, and to be fair, Cara Dune is an Alderaanian, and they have special magic blood that allows them to punch helmets and fly through space.
Oh,
so
okay.
Okay.
Culture, you're muted.
Indeed.
I was saying funny crap too.
You had to tell him. You just had to tell
that's how we know you're saying funny shit. Your mic is muted.
So it is a video game, right? So you want to suspend reality about it, that game plays. But sometimes you can't suspend reality to the point that game plays, that it makes the game unplayable, that game plays. So if they explain it, that her hand is made out of Beskar, that game plays. Then when she masturbates in the game, that game plays. Does she rip her vagina off?
I missed that last.
That game plays.
That's reinforced too. That game plays.
That game plays. Right.
Well, Speaking of that game place, we do have membership celebrations to get to as well. Agmar WK celebrating 5 months as a member.
Agmar!
Good evening, bro chachos. Whoa, 5 months already. Time does fly quick. Hail the awesome panel and the chats. Thank you, Agmar.
I do have to correct you. The panel is not awesome. So there you go. I've met them. Yeah, maybe Brian and Spencer and Jason. He's cool.
Oh no!
I am not awesome. My setup is awesome. I am not.
I don't know. I met you in person. You seem
I'm a nice guy. Well, I can be a nice guy. Sometimes I'm not a nice guy.
No, you seem medium awesome.
Nick, however, I have to say, I met Nick in person. Nick is a beautiful, beautiful man in person. He really is.
He can really hold his alcohol, that's for sure.
His inner Lemmy is showing almost every time he's wearing his pajama pants, too.
Yes.
Really? And you can see his inner Lemmy on that gameplays.
Wow. Speaking of Nick,
you can't. No.
Nick the Greek, celebrating 5 months as a member, says modern Bungie fails to reach the heights of OG Bungie with the Halo franchise, much like how Comics Division fails to reach most countertops.
There it is.
That was a low blow.
No. Oh, no. Wow.
I actually saw him reach countertops. So it has happened.
Well,
countertops is a midget stripper, so there is that.
Hey now.
All right, Mr. Drow for
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Countertop.
Dr. Drow celebrating 11 as a member says, "Weep not for Bungie; they were lost long ago. Their stories became stale, and the good will occurred has what."
And the goodwill occurred. Was shard upon with the staff pushing the message.
Yeah, there we go.
Never let the staff push.
What?
Never push back.
Now, if they push back, did that mean the staff was gay?
No, don't push back.
Comics is always the lower third of the totem pole. You already got that one, didn't you?
Of course we did.
But I read it again.
Nick is for $2. Sorry, for $4.99. Comics, you forgot to read the member chats. Must have gone over your head.
Sounds familiar.
This is amazing. Dude, I feel right at home now. Like we're renting a house together, hanging out.
All right, gentlemen, let's stop throwing quarters at countertops. She does get a full $1, just like the regular ladies. Thank
you. Is she called countertops because we're counting her tops?
No.
Yes,
it's because she's that tall.
Yeah.
Only throw them if you've heated them up first. They're going to be hot.
Intelligent.
No, that's Nichols.
Intelligent, refined gentleman would understand that there's a double entendre there.
Oh, well, that's fine. All I know is that normally it's a sock full of hot nickels there.
That's not a double entendre, folks. That's 2 double D's on that pint-sized woman. Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Corbin Dallas celebrating 5 months as a member. Question for the panel. You can only keep one trilogy, Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones. Keep in mind, there are only 3 Indiana Jones films.
That's right.
He's not wrong. There are only 3 Indiana Jones films in the same way there's only 1 Matrix film.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of torn between Lord of the Rings and
Back to the Future.
Well, I was going to say Indiana Jones, but...
Wow.
See, I love 1 and 2 of Back to the Future. I'm a little iffy on 3, but I gotta rewatch 3. It's been a long time since I rewatched 3, even though I wasn't fond of it. So
your memory's not. You're not wrong, Nick. Your memory's not wrong, bro. It's that one kind of fell off a bit. So yeah, I'm
gonna go with Indiana Jones. As much as I love all 3, I love all 3. But maybe it's because I grew up with Indiana Jones, there's probably more of an emotional attachment for me. But I can see why someone would prefer all 3 Lord of the Rings. I can't blame someone at all.
If you are looking at those films like you would look at Star Wars, you'd be like, all right, we had this one that maybe wasn't the best, but with Indiana Jones, you can't beat that ending. The third film. When it ends,
well, there's only 3 of them.
You ride into the sunset.
Yeah, that's a great ending. It's a very magical ending.
They went specifically to Texas just for that shot.
I know.
Wow.
Worth it.
Did not know that.
Yeah. But everybody knows that the greatest film franchise of all time is Godzilla from Taiyo.
Godzilla.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
The original Indiana Jones trilogy. I remember when I think it was 2002, when they came out the DVD box set of the 3 movies with the 4th disc being a disc just exclusively really bonus features. And I got it. I had to sub because I was short on money in 2009, and then I bought it again, brand new from Half Price Books about a year ago.
Yeah,
nice. Right back to me.
So, I gotta ask you a question. Are we going to talk about adventures in babysitting Star Wars?
No.
Oh, because
what are your guys' favorite?
What's happening now with Star Wars?
I'm going to drop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up to the stage, it's That Gameplays to talk about Star Wars.
That's right.
What's 70's favorite trilogy of the 3?
It's a tough one because I grew Back to the Future and Indiana Jones trilogy, and there are only 3 according to That Gameplays. Have meant so much in my life, but I think I would have to go for the Lord of the Rings just for the sheer depth of the experience that they provide those movies. Unparalleled, I think. So
it really set the tone for the big ones. Like, if you hadn't had Lord of the Rings, you wouldn't have gotten the epic spectacle of Harry Potter.
Never seen a Harry Potter movie in my life.
Dude, the Harry Potter movies are really good. I've never read a book.
I've seen half of the first one.
Freaking good. No, watch them all. Just watch them all. They're really damn good movies.
He's Scottish. He doesn't. The freaking English wizards. I can see you with your cudgel and your sheep out there. Damn it, Harry!
They
get
were
off
my daughter's
sheep.
favorite movies. But
watch
them. It's not a cudgel. That's a shillelagh.
Oh man!
Sorry, shillelagh. You're right. Hey,
that's Irish.
I should have asked the leprechaun about what it was. I should have. I'm sorry.
Lord of the Rings would have to be, if I was forced to only take one set to a desert island. It would be
Lord of the Rings is really, really good, and even the Hobbit ones, which they took a 15-minute story and stretched it out for 7 years in film.
Great sleep, though.
The spectacle, the spectacle of the film itself is really good. Mm-hmm. You're a sheep, Harry.
Perfect.
You're in that sheep, Harry.
Okay,
Harry, you need to stop touching that sheep like that.
What were you saying earlier? Something game related?
That game plays.
No, it wasn't. I thought he was saying something that was like game related.
Me?
No, culture.
Oh, culture.
He was talking about something
gay related, maybe. But
some kind of video game about Star Wars being gay.
Yeah.
No,
he was starting to talk.
I was about to tell you that there's a new show coming to Disney Minus, and I'm going to drop a 4th bonus video tomorrow on it because I'm dropping now 4 videos on Friday.
So what's the secret bonus TV series?
It's called Adventures in Babysitting, Star Wars Edition, or otherwise known as Skeleton Crew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Skeleton Crew, that series. Okay.
Yeah. I cannot believe this garbage-tasticness. It's going to be fantastic. You're gonna hate it.
Get out of that sheep, Harry.
I don't think anyone fucking cares about Skeleton Crew.
Which is great, because it's going to get the same viewership as Willow.
Mars Monkey Max, that is very true.
And it'll be peace out for another
they
show.
made a show of that, huh?
Yeah.
But it's not better than the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, okay? It's not. I have to have the extended because the 3 is just not long enough.
Size isn't everything, Belle.
Yeah, but if you're calling her countertop,
length is not everything.
You know why you're calling her countertop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they stick out so far that you can put her breakfast tray on her.
Exactly. And if she had a flat head, I could put my beer on top of it. That's, yeah. Seen that one.
Wow.
Well,
muted again.
You're right, those 70s for,
that was a great
for Southern Belle.
Southern Belle's approach is never mind the quality, feel the width.
I was just going to say,
it's not about the girth, it's not about the size, it's about how much the toothbrush oscillates.
But Belle,
that's what it is.
But Belle, she's perfect because she's literally a walking buffet at that point in time.
Wow.
The Ant-Wife has returned.
Where do you put the breakfast sausage then?
This is a crazy time to have no idea what they're talking about. I walk away for like a few minutes and then I come back and I have no idea.
You missed the countertop joke?
You don't know.
Did.
You missed the countertop joke?
Yeah, okay.
It's the best one ever.
Midget stripper's name is Countertop.
Yeah, we call it countertops.
All right. Yeah. That's fair.
Somebody mentioned something in chat about me and countertops. So I was like, yeah, countertops is a midget stripper.
Midget stripper. Yeah.
Comics
and hilarity ensued. Anyway, folks,
I have to go watch
we have yet more.
The Acolyte lightsaber of life. Feel the girth.
Now with a high vibration setting.
Okay.
We have more African samurai news, guys.
No, we don't.
She only had 3 inches, but she likes her lightsaber that wide.
Yeah.
It may not hit the bottom, but it sure will wreck the sides.
Wow. What? It may
That's
not
what
reach
basically
the
he
bottom.
was saying.
Woo!
No, clap your hands. No, clap your hands.
No,
right.
hey, look, I mean,
It's so wide, it brings the bottom to me.
Yeah, well, are you talking about tuna can Tim?
Tuna cans.
Tuna can Tim.
Yeah.
That's a new one. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
I'm hung like a Coke can.
So,
2-ounce Coke can.
Spencer, let's talk about your article, man.
Spinster.
It's
Ladies and gentlemen, now up to the stage. Is he a man? Is he a woman? He's on Bounding into Comics. It's Spinster. And he's gone.
Or is Spencer still in the bathroom?
I don't know. He's in somewhere.
He made a comment about being in the bathroom.
He's in the bathroom?
May the chode
be with you. Yeah.
Always.
Speaking of Choda Boy, we
gotta put that on the list.
We gotta, that'll definitely be on the list. But I think we need a follow up. We need a sequel to Orgasmo.
You're getting a sequel to Spaceballs.
We should get a sequel to Orgasmo. I just know
is it going to be called Regret?
Comics and I watching.
It's actually called The Morning After.
Comics and I watching Orgasmo.
Oh, that was good.
That'll be great. But I still think Kingpin is the ultimate I don't want to watch this ever again movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Too close to home.
Okay, so you're going to watch Rise of Skywalker again?
No, I will not watch Rinse of Soybeans.
I think this is the ultimate I don't ever want to watch this again thing.
What's he playing? Because it
cottage cheese.
Oh god damn it!
I'm so glad I can't see that.
I fucking ended it. So
you ended it.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been ended.
Well, because it's like it flashed for a second, and I had no idea what he moved it to.
Thank you, Evie Mux.
Yes, indeed. Anyway.
Oh, Eric K. Bye.
I don't blame you, Eric.
See you later.
Oh, the hell no.
There we go.
I don't want to see that. That's great. See? You see what you did, Tox?
And
you drove away more people with that clip than I do with my music, bro. That's crazy.
Well, your music is actually good. That clip is not.
I get straight cloud chasing stuck in my head when I'm freaking eating burgers. Like, it's just, I could be eating a burger at the dinner table. I start singing it, and everyone at the table looks at me all weird.
I find myself walking around the house thinking of Culture talking about that game place in the middle of him saying something. Tom going, gay. Gay.
Yeah.
Gay.
Well, speaking of gay,
oh boy,
we've talked about this before. Battlestar Galactica, they're doing a reboot of a reboot.
More bigger. You have like a screen. Make it like that's like
make it bigger for me.
Do you need better glasses?
Fucking blind, dude. Is what it is.
But you have a chat. They want to probably see your article.
Okay. So anyway.
Jay Price, I will downvote this stream. Don't test me.
Jay Price. They talked about for a number of years that they were wanting to do a reboot of Battlestar Galactica that took place in the 2005 versions, or was it 2003? 2003 versions timeline. They announced that Starbuck was not only going to be a woman this time, but a black woman, and then the actress that they cast left, and they were like, "Well, we're just going to binary because you have to keep escalating, right? First they make her a woman, now that she's a black woman, now she's black, female, and non-binary."
Did they actually get far
as played by Jennifer Lawrence?
So basically, an android.
Well, no, they did have an actress attached. She left.
That was good.
I want to say this was back in 20.
I know they had a writer. They just announced in January a new showrunner, but I didn't know that they had any cast attached to it yet.
Well, this was like a long time ago.
Yeah,
a very long time ago.
This thing's been in the works since 2019.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was like 2019, maybe 2020 when we were talking about this, because they had an actress attached. I think it was the actress that played what's her name in the Flash's girlfriend.
The girl who was the second tokenized Iris.
Candace Patton. Yeah.
Well, that's a show. Are you talking the show, or are you talking the movie?
No.
Candace Patton was the show.
It might have been from the show. I just remember she was attached to the Flash, and I know that I think that both versions of Iris was black in the show and in the movie. So she
redhead.
Yeah, she was attached to play Starbuck. She ended up leaving, and then they were like, "Oh well, we're just gonna make Starbuck non-binary now for no fucking reason." So they're looking for a non-binary actress to play Starbuck, and this thing has been rotting in development hell, thank God, because we don't need another fucking reboot of Battlestar Galactica.
Nope.
And now it's finally fucking dead.
Actually, it's
I hope
not.
it stays that way.
It's dead at Peacock.
Yes,
they're still planning to shop it around. But what I find interesting is
Disney Plus.
This is one of two Battlestar Galactica reboots that got announced in the last 5 years, because the other one was going to be a movie that they were developing at the same time they were doing this, and they were completely separate projects.
Oh my God, really? I didn't know about the movie.
I want to say Bryan Singer was attached to the movie. It was either Bryan Singer or Brian Fuller. I can't remember for sure. I want to say
I think it was Brian Fuller.
But yeah, they were doing a Battlestar Galactica movie and the TV show at the same time. It was like, these are completely unnecessary. Just re-release, Battlestar Galactica in Sense-Around and just do it all over again. Give me the 78 version. We don't need a reboot of this.
Why are we afraid to let things just end? Like, not everything needs to have a continuation.
Well, because Hollywood's bankrupt and they're desperate for not desperate for ideas. They only want to bet on a sure thing, Nick.
Yeah,
that's why.
Clearly, that much is clear. Which once again brings it to that very flawed logic that everything that is a big IP right now, once upon a time, was not a big IP. Was something that did not have brand recognition, that did not have a built-in fan base. So these things all started somewhere too, and it's not that they're even out of ideas. They probably have people who do have ideas, but it's clear that they are gatekeeping the crap out of them.
Well, we joke about them being out of ideas. The issue is that they don't want to take risks, and they only want to bet on something that they believe is going to make money, and that's kind of the issue, and that's the reason why.
Ironically, they're making less money than ever because of it.
Yeah.
That's the
It's the reason why the creativity has been vacuumed out of Hollywood and entertainment, in general, is because nobody wants to take risk anymore. Because you used to have it where you would have these small independent films, which had a lot of creativity, and they were kind of funded by these big tentpole movies. which allowed Hollywood to be a little bit more experimental.
Yes.
Not in today's sense of the word of experimental, but
yeah.
Well, and the other aspect of that is your studio executives change. They move from one studio to the next studio to the next studio. So, like for example, John Carter. By the time John Carter is released, all of the executives that were responsible for greenlighting it were at other studios. So they didn't promote John Carter.
Yeah, they were gone.
They didn't want a success on somebody else's record because it's not my movie. It was John Q's movie, but John Q's done, and I don't want him to get any credit for it.
Yeah.
And so office politics killed John Carter on top of, in addition to, well, we just bought Marvel, we just bought Lucasfilm. We don't need John Carter anymore.
I don't even care if people want to make money. I'm not one of those people who be like, how dare someone. But you would think at least one guy, would be like, hey, I want to make money, but it's clear that what we're advocating for in terms of taking the least amount of risk, the most amount of safety is clearly not making us money. Maybe we got to try something else to make money. Because if we got something different at the expense of creativity and stuff that was different and making money, I don't care. I mean, yeah, sure, there'll be some people who don't deserve that much money to be making money, fine. But you know what? I take that over all the bombs that we're mostly saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I don't think that it's bad to make money that game plays, but
no, I don't think so either.
You decide that you're going to make money that game plays.
I want people to do well.
You sell out.
I get to enjoy something, and someone else makes so much more money. Fine.
The thing about David Zaslav was saying the same kind of thing, and he got excoriated.
Did he really? I didn't know he just said that.
Mr. E's right here. Stop killing existing franchises for a start.
Well,
yes, please stop.
Yep. Yeah,
please
Mr.
stop.
E is correct.
One of the things in one of the early earnings call, I want to say it was the first one.
Okay.
Zaslav was making a point saying, we're kind of in the business to make money, and he was talking about the thing about
no, it's not that game plays.
Do you get paid $1 every time you say that? Sorry.
Yes. No, I do not. That game plays 50 cents. That game plays.
Warner Brothers making stuff to put on Warner Brothers on Max and HBO. He says if it makes business sense to do that, but he did at the time talk about we're going to start shopping some of our stuff around to get the licensing fees. He was actually talking about doing some stuff to make money. And people are like, oh, what a terrible person. He's a monster.
He wants to make money. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How? He's a terrible communist.
I couldn't understand it. I was like, don't you have a responsibility to your shareholders?
It's called a fiduciary duty.
Right?
That's another thing with the shareholders. Not one has said, hey, this is not working. We need to do an actual plan. Instead, we get these scripted responses with the Bob Igers of the world where they act like they're really sticking it to Bob Iger, but they're not actually doing anything significant where it's really putting him in check. And, we'll see if I don't think anything's going to change with Iger at all. I mean, I think Inside Out.
Do you think Disney's going to go down? That's it. They're going to be done. They're just going to ride this thing all the way down like Slim Pickens.
One at a time, guys.
Okay, so do you think that Disney is just going to ride this thing to the ground like Slim Pickens on the bomb at the end of Doctor Strangelove?
Yes.
Do you think they're just going to crater the company?
Yes. Hard yes. They are unless someone takes over, then that's a hard yes, because there are people who are willing to burn it all down. Look at Mark Waid for reference. If it means
Mark Waid's not in charge of anything, though.
I know, but you're not understanding. There are people like Mark Waid who are in charge.
I know what you're getting at, Nick.
Yeah. There are people like Mark Waid who are absolutely in charge of things, and they are absolutely willing to scorch it all if it means that the message stays intact.
I don't think they'll let it get that far. I think they'll get really fucking close, and somebody's going to make the decision to pull up because. I'm not gonna say Disney's too big to fail. They are on the way to failure right now. I mean,
they are.
Well,
there's gonna be a point in time where they're either gonna be sued by their shareholders or something to make them go, "Hey, you guys need to start making fucking money again."
Because they have a board right now that's all Iger people, literally handpicked by Iger. So he's not going to get any pushback by the board. So it's going to have to come from the shareholders because the board's not going to do it.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen is because you look at the stock year to date, the highest it was April 2nd at $122, and April 3rd was the board vote. It has gone down since then.
Yeah, Nelson Peltz drove it up, sold it before it fucking tanked.
Right. And then Perlmutter has sold all of his stuff. We hear that he's waiting for it to go down to 65, 75, whatever, and he's going to buy back in.
Buy it back in.
But
yeah, that's what Peltz is going to do too.
Between now and April, the next board vote, I think you're going to get a group of shareholders who are going to keep looking at this thing because it's sitting right now at 93. And it's doing kind of the bouncing.
Yeah, it's been bouncing. Yeah,
but there's going to be enough shareholders, I think, to come together to sit there and say enough is enough. We voted for you guys. We voted for the status quo. We're going to keep the thing, and you didn't deliver the goods.
Yep.
I think we're going to have to go through this year of pain.
Now, how do they cut through the people like the BlackRocks and the Vanguards of the world? Because
that's the other thing.
Well, it was a concerted effort, right, today to keep it up above because it was down in the 92s. It had jumped to 94, and the rationality showed back up in the market. Somebody is artificially, and it's got to be an institution, lifting this thing upward, right? And it's not good.
Algorithms, baby.
Sure. I mean, there are trading algorithms. We can certainly talk about that. Stop losses, all the other things that are triggered here, but when you look at it, for a fact that the value of the stock is $74. I'm not giving you financial advice. Don't take your financial advice from a YouTuber. But the value of the stock right now, if you go cash all in for Disney, is actually lower than $74. But I'm giving it some intrinsic value because of the IPs that it holds. But they don't know how to run theme parks anymore, which is obvious. They don't know how to do television entertainment anymore. They don't know how to do film entertainment anymore. Do you know what they know how to do? Which is something they didn't do until about 35 years ago. A fucking cruise line. That's what they got. They don't got anything else that they know how to run anymore. The theme parks are losing out. They are losing out.
That fucking hotel lasted barely a year, Coulter, before they closed it?
Oh, yeah, no, a little over a year, actually. But
Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah. Galaxy's Edge was the hotel, which was the Halcyon or some shit.
You should have offered edging.
Yeah, that thing, look, I mean, edging's fine if you're going to go to, BlackRock Spire, but it's not great if you go to the hotel and you get, nothing but frustration. There needs to be some payoff.
Midnight's edging after dark at the Galaxy Experience.
There you go. And they didn't get any of that. You got no satisfaction at the hotel. And
did somebody get fired over that culture?
Nah,
I mean, that was probably the biggest hotel bomb I've ever heard of.
The person in charge left. I don't think she got fired. She went over. Where did she go? Because we had this story. Crap, where did she end up? Because it was kind of a big deal wherever it was she landed. It was an architectural firm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And she went there because she followed one of the other Disney engineer people who went there before she did.
All of my friends, this is true. All of my friends went to Universal. I have nobody that I know that was in Imagineering that works for Disney anymore.
Yeah.
None.
There's no reason to work for them.
As of about a month ago, the last person left. Do you know why? Because they suck.
Okay.
They suck.
They suck.
All right. We have some super chats I want to get to real quick. Dearest for $2 says Orgasmo 2 Sloppy Seconds. That's actually a great fucking title.
I like that.
Yeah. Radioactive for $2 says BSG woke reboot stopped. NBC, good for you. Except they probably didn't cancel it because it was woke. It's in development hell, which is the only reason why it's not getting made. Judacon, hail and good evening, Comics Division, and all of the good folks in the chat. How are you doing, man?
Judacon.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
Hello.
Oh, you know what? I'm still using that amazing Black Power pick that you gave me. It's over here. I use it regularly.
He uses it on his pubes.
He uses a giant black fist. What?
No,
Yes.
Well, the power.
Is that a
Fisting every
second
night.
Wow, culture.
That's
Wow. When we told you to open up about yourself, that's not really what we meant.
No.
No, we didn't want to be that gay.
Okay.
BMO Better says Hollywood is asshole.
Hollywood is asshole.
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 That's racist.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, speaking
No,
of
it's cool. I'm
asshole,
here. You guys are all good.
No, I know.
Oh, thanks. We are Asian adjacent.
Yeah.
It's Asian adjacent night here on Thursday Night
Speaking of
Throwdown.
Asian adjacent, Spencer wrote an article talking about Africa's very first and only black samurai.
Yes.
And the never-ending saga that is the Assassin's Creed Shadows.
It's his
sad,
name,
sad state of
Oingo
affairs. Well, no, it's Spencer Bakuli.
Spencer is I
No,
get it.
That's how you pronounce it in Tagalog. You got it right. Oingo boingo.
Oingo, 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 oingo,
I mean, that's
oingo,
how you say
oingo,
every
oingo.
like word in our language. So like, be careful.
Yeah. So Thomas Lockley, who we've talked about quite a bit, wrote a book called African Samurai, The Tale of Yasuke, the first black samurai, African samurai in Japan. I don't remember the name of the title. I just know it's like African Samurai or some shit like that. He was tangentially involved in with Ubisoft. Specifically, he was on a podcast with them, right, Spencer? Was he actually
Yeah.
directly used as a source for this?
Yeah, so let me break this down for everybody who isn't aware of the Yasuke situation. I'm sure you guys all are at this point, but quick rundown for this particular saga. So the entire narrative that we've talked about Yasuke being a full black samurai came from this individual, this academic by the name of Thomas Lockley. He's currently a professor of law over in Japan at a university in
Is it professor of law?
Tokyo. Yeah, he's a law professor.
What the?
So he decided to go out and write a history book.
Well, initially started off, what he said he was going to be doing was writing a novel. That's where all this really started from, is that he was writing a novel and somehow it got turned into this.
The way it got turned into it is because as he started writing this novel about everything and delving into Yasuke's history, because as we've covered before, you don't need us to hit it right now, there is like no documentation regarding Yasuke at all. So we know he was a retainer. We know he existed. We know he fought in one fight, but that was more of like a desperate, like, oh my gosh, everything's falling apart around us. Everybody,
kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's all we know. He looked at all of this information and said, I'm going to make some educated guesses. They didn't say he's not a samurai. And essentially in this book, this is where he started the narrative that Yasuke was a full-on black samurai. Now, a couple days ago, he went on a podcast with another. It's a podcast that's centered. It's like an expat podcast for people living in Japan. So it's like people like this guy who lives in Japan, who's from America. He has people from other like non-Japanese places who live in Japan come on and talk about their experiences, blah, 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 blah. Kind of interesting as a general topic, but more to the point, he had Lockley on the other day and he brought up the topic of Assassin's Creed Shadows and said, what do you have to say about everything that's going on around this game, especially given that you are getting a lot of flack for your work? And Lockley essentially came out and said, I think everybody is being like insane. The Japanese love Yasuke. He's been a hero. Like his legend is only growing every day. And then at one point during their discussion, he straight up said, look, I don't care what they do with Assassin's Creed. I had nothing to do with that game. I had nothing to do. I don't see royalties for it. I had no involvement in it. Cut to the fact that like a month ago or 2 months ago, there was Ubisoft. This is a really weird like side effect of the internet era. A couple of months ago, through acquisitions and everything, Ubisoft became the owner of like a history podcast that like was not really that popular, and they kind of shuttered it right after that. But they revived it with the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows to sort of like, it's as a podcast series exploring the history behind the game, yada, yada, yada. And in the episode specifically about Yasuke, it is a one-on-one conversation between a Ubisoft like PR guy and Lockley himself. Nobody else. They are directly saying, your work is where we got all this. Can you tell us about it? So whether, again, he didn't like develop the game, he didn't make the characters, he didn't write the script, but he clearly has been brought in as a subject matter expert. They're clearly looking to him for his expertise on this subject. So this is just more, no, don't look at the man behind the curtain. No, that's not my fault. And it's, hey, no, we caught you in another lie. We've got you. Stop doing this. Just take your L's.
Well, do you know the other thing too that was interesting? And now all this makes sense, finding about how he started writing the book as a work of fiction, because the company that published his book typically publishes fiction. And when I read about that, I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And it's like, and then you find out about this, and it's like, oh, it started off as a novel before it became history. It's like, and the publisher makes sense as well now.
I found there is an interview, a separate interview, not the one with the Japanese guy, but with I believe like a black like influencer, internet content creator, whatever. And he straight up is talking about like, oh, this is how I went about, you know, researching, blah, blah, blah. And he straight up admits that he like, oh, I made a lot of informed research-based assumptions in making my book. Like that's the quote, is quote, informed research-based assumptions. And it's like, okay, I understand that is how academia works. The problem is you're not saying, oh, maybe. You're saying he is. You're like, this is not how,
because how they perceive things is the truth, and because they perceive it that way. Even if it's not actually true, as long as they control the perception of things. This is why I tell people not to, like, when people always call out like contradictions from the opposite side, I'm like, yeah, that's true, but you don't understand. They don't care that they're contradicting stuff, because they know they have the reach to get to people who are only going to look at these things at face value and go see that. And because they seem to be the people in the legitimate position, they're going to take their word for it, because they're supposed to be in the position where they're the informed one. So because they have that power, the perception of the conversation automatically slants their way. I hate it, but that's the nature of the beast that a lot of people still on our side still do not understand.
Well, and
I hate it, but it's true.
Open their eyes, Nick.
Well, the thing that sucks about it is that, you know, from like, if you take it from like a complete fictional standpoint, because Netflix did a series called Yasuke, and it's actually pretty good. But the thing is, it doesn't bill itself as
that anime Afro Samurai is basically fictionalized Yasuke, but they straight up go like, oh yeah, we saw this guy, we're gonna
which is a great anime, by the way. But the Netflix series Yasuke is complete fantasy, though, and it's like in that regards. No, I mean legit, it is fantasy.
No, I know what you mean. No, I know.
It's like they have mecha in feudal Japan, and so it's like, you know, it's. In that instance, I don't have a problem with them taking that kind of liberties with history, because it's straight up fucking fiction, and they're not trying to bill it as being, you know, it real or anything like that. Because I mean, you literally have a woman from Russia that turns into a bear, and it's like, you know, there weren't Russian people in Japan either. But it's like this is like the fun things you can do with history, and basically embellish it and make shit up. And that's totally fine if you're billing it as fantasy, right? Or fiction. And the issue is that they're not billing what this whole thing with Yasuke being a samurai as fiction. They're billing it as this actually happened, and there is no proof.
Well, Blue-Eyed Samurai, right?
Blue-Eyed Samurai,
it's based on it's great. It's based on legend. And then they throw in stuff about the white men that were there as being evil and all that stuff to take it to where it's going in the next season, which is to England.
Yeah.
Right? Because, so it's historical fiction, which I think is what Ubisoft uses their excuse, is that Assassin's Creed is historical fiction.
Well, there's historical fiction, but the thing is, like, with historical fiction, it's based off of history.
But don't sit there and beat your chest. And so one of the stories in the Bible that really makes sense is the the two people that prayed, the one that went and just quietly said, God, I'm a sinner, please have mercy on me, and whatever. And the other one that came up,
like, whoa,
hey, look at me, I am here to pray, and all of that. That's what Ubisoft was. Mm-hmm. They were boasting that their historical figure, look at us, we made a black samurai.
Right.
After an entire country has been begging for you to make an Assassin's Creed for them who have tons of assassins in their history, and you do this to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
It just, I don't care if it's historical fiction or not. You have an entire country, an entire real region base that loves playing your game. Please, just don't try and outsmart yourself. Don't play 12D chess with this. Just give the fans what they freaking want. Like Deadpool. Well, all he did at Deadpool Wolverine was gave the fans what they wanted. And look, they're going to make $1 billion freaking dollars on the movie.
Yeah. Well, another example of this is Ghost of Tsushima. We always bring this up. Is a game that was made by Westerners about Japanese history, and the Japanese loved it because it was faithful to their culture and their history. Yes, it was historical fiction, but it was based on, some real events that did happen in Japan. But the thing is, it still treated their culture and their history with respect. And the funny thing is, the game's journalists fucking lampoon that game, saying it was basically endorsing. I'm trying to remember the term they used. Japanese nationalism, I think is what they said.
Yeah, Sino-Japanese. No, that's China. So yeah, just Japanese nationalism, I guess.
Yeah.
Nippon nationalism. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird, dude. Really fucking weird.
Against a massive invasion of Mongols is nationalism, then I'll take nationalism any day. For Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you I thought you were saying you just wanted to be invaded by Mongols. That's kinky, bro.
I have some weird fetishes, that's true. But, I mean, the game was actually relatively historically accurate. Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, yes, its fictional lead and other characters were fictionalized, but the events of the invasion happened.
Right.
At that time, and well, there was more than one. There's at least two, possibly three. There was two full-scale Mongol invasions of Japan at that time via the island of Tsushima. So, but anyway.
Yep. All right. So real quick, gonna get some super chats. Hayden, 75 for $20. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. Are the three biggest institutional shareholders in Disney. They have approximately 20% of the shares and together control about 5% of the world's total wealth. That's kind of frightening if you think about it. Mm-hmm. Those three are helping push the message. Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
That's why market capitalism works only if you have strong anti-monopoly laws.
Yeah.
And what happened during Clinton's reign in the 90s, they really watered down the monopoly laws.
It did, unfortunately.
And that's really caused a lot of problems. A lot of the censorship stuff that you're getting out of the Silicon Valley stuff is that they were able to use these laws to pretty much create a monopoly on the text in the tech space. And any time that you have a problem with them, you've got to go to their judges in their area to get money from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it sucks.
Yep. Brandon Orsler for almost 14 slices of Canadian bacon. $13.99 says there's a poor Chinese man in Japan right now, confused as to why everyone is calling his name. The Japanese are running around yelling, "Fuck you," and he thinks they're calling him.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Also, Gatekeeper became a member.
Yay, Gatekeeper. Isn't that Danny?
I don't think that's Danny, is it?
No, that's right. That's Gatekeeper. Thank you.
Gatekeeper.
I believe that's Danny.
Says, had to show you some love, bud. Don't catch your channel much, but hey, I'm going to join to support you. Hopefully you will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I'm not driving, wish you continued success and good health. See you. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Keeps Comics Division from having to dance on the pole.
Yeah, indeed.
Next up on the stage, he's short, but he's hung well. It's Comics Division.
Serrano 2960 gifted one membership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. You know, the one membership was I love it.
he's the one who received the membership. Gotcha.
Bob Stevenson got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, it's this whole thing is kind of weird, and the issue that Assassin's Creed, quite frankly, is not the appropriate thing. It's like when it comes to the whole thing with Yasuke. If you want to make a Yasuke game like what they did with was it Neo? I think is what the game is called.
Yes.
Totally fine with that, because you're basically you're saying, there's this guy, we're gonna embellish and make some shit up because it's cool, right? That's not a bad reason, because something's kind of cool.
Except like the big difference between Neo and Shadows is like in Neo, the stuff they're adding is like Japanese demons and anime sword fights and all that sort of stuff.
It is fantasy, and again, they're not billing it as being historical fiction.
But that core character of William Adams, whoever like you play as, at least in the first one, the second one is create a character. That William Adams, he's a real historical person,
right?
Who is there are documents and historical records of him joining the Japanese army, serving under like in their forces, teaching them things. Like he's still. Yes, you're like that's the sort of thing is that historical fiction really works best if there's the more history you are sort of basing it on. Once you just go, I'm gonna do whatever, it's sort of just like, okay, that's not really that interesting. And that's what they're doing here. They're just there's one speck of history, which is this guy named Yasuke lived in Japan and he was a retainer. That thing, they're building an entire giant narrative out of it, which is like, okay, this isn't historical fiction at this point. This is like fiction with a splash of history, like for flavor, if you can call it flavor. More for like color, like a Long Island iced tea where you splash the Coke just for that brown color. No pun intended.
He likes to splash a Coke every once in a while.
Right? That's right.
Just like Deadpool.
I didn't realize the Bidens did gaming.
Hey.
What are you talking about? That's a gamer face. That's true.
Maybe that's it.
I'm getting a victory royale. I'm doing it.
So let's talk about Gina's lawsuit. It's gotten interesting. We didn't get a chance to talk about it a couple weeks ago when they announced that they're not going to toss the lawsuit out. So it's now heading to Discovery. And they have a few surprise guests that they have lined up that they want to go and talk to.
That's nice. That might funny. Show up. It's still not confirmed that they're hoping to get. So,
yeah. Well, is Drone 3PO going to be in San Antonio?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not that they're hoping to get. This is the list of people that we intend to call for at least depositions.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing is that because like they haven't. What we see here in this list is people her team might call up and they haven't definitively said we're doing this yet, but this is like, hey, heads up, we're looking at this. If you get called, if you get served, you can't say no.
Yeah, you can't say no.
Testify.
Right.
So like that's what I'm most interested in this part of the lawsuit is now that it wasn't tossed, they get to go to Discovery. And this is where everything is. Even if Gina loses, this is where we're going to get a sort of like a Pyrrhic cultural victory because Gina is looking for, we'll get into it, but, specifically, and this is just at the beginning so far, she wants the communications between everybody regarding her employment. She wants communications regarding DEI programs, DEI hiring. She wants the communications regarding Pedro's behavior, Mark Hamill's behavior, like all of this stuff. Even if they go, no, Gina, you don't win, pay Disney, we're going to have all of these all this information
it's going to be open to the public.
Record. Bingo.
Yeah.
There.
And the other thing too is that United Talent Agency and IDPR are on this list too, which means they're going to be talking to the people who dropped her as a client, and through that conversation, figure out, okay, did you make this decision on your own, or did somebody at Disney initiate this process where you ended up dumping Gina as a client? In which case you have, tortious interference in that front, in as well as the wrongful termination.
Yeah. Well, I think tortious interference is probably going to play a huge role in this. One thing I thought was interesting, I didn't know about. So on the docket of potential people that might be called is Bear Grylls. Now, I do remember that Bear Grylls, you had the Running Wild series with Bear Grylls.
Yep.
Gina was on it. I didn't realize that they actually were planning on canceling the episode, because I remember that episode.
Well, they did, and then
airing.
they picked it back up.
They temporarily canceled it. They decided to release it because I remember the commercials for it. I didn't watch it. So I thought it was interesting that they initially decided that they weren't going to release it, but decided to do so anyway because of Gina's termination. And I'm not sure what decision went into go ahead and releasing the movie, or excuse me, the show anyway.
And when they did restore it into the rotation of the episodes, they did it and removed any reference of Gina in the, when
Star Wars
on the screen. Yeah. But it pops up on the screen. They'll say, in this episode, Gina Carano does it. They took every reference of her out of the show description, so nobody would know that she was in the episode.
Yeah,
interesting.
So, and so I can probably give you some insight into this comics. Like, the reason they released it is they took it down because they basically wanted to unperson Gina. They said, no, we don't want anything to do with her. We don't want her associated with us at all. National Geographic is a Disney brand. They went, no, get her out of here. I think what happened is, there's so much backlash. Everybody is looking at this. Bear Grylls has, he kind of can swing his bear dongle around the offices and go, I can do whatever I want. I'm sure he wasn't happy about them going, no, I think it's National Geographic. Literally, what the hell else do they have right now that could even possibly, like, I like their stuff, but it is not like a profitable.
I asked that because if he's really going to do it, he needs to actually do that when it comes to going on the stand, because I know Gina still speaks very fondly of Jon Favreau. And I know when Jon Favreau created the character of Cara Dune, he created her with Gina in mind. And that's why he didn't recast the character, which I respect. But I have a hard time imagining that Jon Favreau is going to go on a public stand in favor of her as well. Because if he does that, there goes any potential of him being in that company again.
Well, okay.
It has nothing to do with favor. It has to deal with telling the truth, because when you're under oath, you have to tell the truth.
How many people lie nowadays under oath?
Yeah, but hey, hang on, Nick. The thing is, we've heard that Favreau was an advocate for Gina in some cases. Rangers of the New Republic was written specifically for her. She said in interviews, and we've got it in the legal documents, that Favreau basically said, your life is about to change. Basically, she was about to be the star of the show. And as far as Bear Grylls goes, she's actually said in interviews that he intervened and said, you will put this episode back on because it's part of my show, and you're not going to screw around with my show.
I hope so.
Culture.
I have a hard time.
Hang on, Nick. Culture's had his hand up for a while.
Okay, let's talk about the broader thing. Kathleen Kennedy said that this Rangers show was coming to a huge group of humans. It's on video and everywhere else. This show was going to happen with Gina Carano. There is documentation everywhere that says this, including some that's probably in her possession. I'm saying it that way because I'm not going to, contribute to anything that might be an issue here. But I'm going to tell you that if she has a deal in place, regardless of whether or not there's a signed contract, it will be run through her agent. All of this stuff is documented. Yep. The last thing they can do when they go up on the stand to testify here is lie about that.
Right.
And believe me,
if they're busted, it's perjury.
Yeah, and it's all over. That's the thing. We are in all over mode. I've got a video dropping about this tomorrow, but this is all over mode. And I'm sorry. Gina wins here. It right now, at the point we're at, because of Discovery, unless the jury is retarded, she wins.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting that Lynn Hale is on that list of witnesses.
What's her deal?
She was the PR chief for Lucasfilm, and she's been at Lucasfilm 35 years when she retired.
Oh wow!
What did she retired like only a little while ago, right? Like 2 years ago.
No, for whatever reason, I read that as Leslie Headland. I was like, dude, that's a great one to have on there because Leslie Headland basically spearheaded the anti-Gina Carano, GoFundMe that they had.
Well, and they were also saying we reserve to alter and add to this list depending on what we find in discovery.
Yeah.
So Bob Iger is not on that list yet, and I think that's deliberate. I think that's the same thing as when Sydney Sweeney took to Instagram after the board vote and said, "Hey, congratulations!" She was signaling to Disney, "I'm willing to work with you guys." I think that this is the same kind of thing. She's not.
Genuine question. Was Iger the one in charge when Gina got fired?
No, it was Chapek.
It was Chapek.
Chapek was in charge.
It's the reason why Chapek's on the list.
Yeah,
right. Okay, I was just getting my timeline right. Yeah.
But Bob Iger was still there though because he never left when he retired.
Add to that timeline though the hostage video we saw him in from Reimagine Tomorrow. Okay?
Yes, I forgot about
that.
So
you guys, add into that timeline, kids. I didn't put that in my video because I'm gonna do another follow up on it. But when you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, this is what was happening within the company at that point in time. Chapek was basically forced by human resources, Lucasfilm, and others to move forward on something that he would rather probably have not done.
That stuff was after the Gina, though, way after.
I don't know about that.
No, not that much because she got.
How much is not much?
Wait.
She got fired. Hang on. She got fired
one time,
March,
guys. One time.
She got fired in March of 2021.
Yes.
Fired.
And then
and all of that stuff with the hostage video and stuff was later that same year. It was
in what quarter? This is where that conversation comes, right, Jason? Yeah. In what quarter was Gina fired versus when the public statements were made? See, we have to pay very close attention to all of that. And I'm going to tell you right now, Chapek made the only smart decision in Disney in the last year and a half, which is to greenlight Deadpool.
Yep.
Yes.
Also, I will also give Iger credit if the rumors are true, and this is if the rumors are true. He's apparently the one who told Feige to kick rocks over Eternals 2, and if that's true, I just need to be on the wall for that those 7 conversations. I need that.
I think the other thing that could become relevant, because we just had an article that came out regarding Scarlett Johansson and her comments about Disney now that she's over at Jurassic Park. She's basically come out and said Disney's got no reliable leadership. They have leadership problems, and that comes out of that. She did it in an interview. She said Disney doesn't have any leadership. It's one of the reasons why she's jumped franchises. And that also comes out of her lawsuit against Disney over Black Widow royalties.
I'm putting it in the back comics
for herself. But what about would that come in handy?
I think it would be relevant because of how Scarlett Johansson got treated in the course of Disney fighting that lawsuit. You could add that to the pile of poor leadership, bad decisions, but also sex discrimination.
Right. Mm-hmm. So real quick, guys, before we get too deep into this, I know Corey has to bounce. So
I do. I am fading fast, ladies and gentlemen. The old man is coming out, and I need to go to bed. But after this stream, make sure you pop on over to Toxalot Entertainment and watch the latest GTA 5 stream that I did because I turned Trevor into Culture Casino. And then I made him do some really bad things as Culture Casino.
Wait a minute. What?
You'll have to go check it out and see. Yeah, I'm gonna work on Michael and turn him into Comics Division next.
Oh, okay.
And that'll be good. The Comics Division will be the best driver in the world, and Culture Casino does horrible crimes against humanity all the time. And
just remember, I'm the top.
Would it be Grand Theft Auto pegging?
Almost. Yeah. If I play my cards right, you never know.
Full throttle.
No, wait. Oh. Anyway, no. So as soon as I finish up this next song that Christian alluded to earlier, it will be public, and from what I've heard from my test group so far, it's a really good song, objectively speaking. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that when it comes out. I put a lot of work into that, and it's been driving me nuts. But anyway, until next time, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Tom's not here to do the thing. All right, so this is the
IndieWire.
This is the IndieWire article that Spencer was talking about with Scarlett Johansson blaming Disney former leadership for basically being crap. So, yeah, that's right. This is back in. Actually, no, this was
a week ago.
This year.
Yeah. It was a week.
This just happened.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the whole thing with the lawsuit happening a couple of years ago, but yeah.
This response clearly flew under the radar because it was literally a week ago, and that's peak Comic-Con, so nobody's going to be listening to this. Everybody's going to be going, what are they announcing? Blah, 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 blah. So, Jason, good catch.
I do try. I also find it interesting that Pablo Hidalgo is not on that list because he was right in the thick of things right there in the middle of all of that, too. And I would like to see her also.
Do you think he's enough of a decision maker for that?
Well, no, but he had social media posts, and
that's true.
There's a whole realm of whatever contributing to that culture of whatever it is that led to her finally getting fired. But I also think that somebody needs to call Jermaine Lucier over at IO9 and say, did you email Lucasfilm or did they email you? Because he's the one that got the email that said, we're not going to be working with Gina anymore. And she said all of these terrible things. And she's a garbage human being. He's the one that got that email. And he's the one that broke that news the night that they were doing that whole stream on Drunk 3PO's channel. And I want to know who initiated that contact.
I mean, the good news is this is just a prelim list, so that like they could completely go and the possibilities are endless. Who knows? Like I'm on that. I'm in the citation for the first for the actual like filing of Gina's lawsuit. Like me and John Trent, we could get called to go testify about something. Who the heck knows at this point? World's their oyster.
That's crazy.
I'm disappointed that it's federal court and it won't be televised. And I
know.
I mentioned to Mindy today. I was like, don't we have a trip to California planned? We've actually just that close to seriously considering going to California and sitting in the.
I might do it. I'm really really close, and I still have family out there. I've been considering. I might do it.
I'm tempted. I really am.
Let's go, Jason. Let's get this team up going.
You could be the new Raketa. You could be the new Raketa.
Let's
be the old Raketa.
We'll call it Star Warfare.
Oh
my God.
I love it. There's your new stream. Donate, subscribe to this channel to get access to that stream.
There we go.
Right.
We'll call the show Swinging with Spencer.
Roll the rest in for $20. Watching Weekend of Biden's and Kamala, I don't know what ethnicity I am, Harris, getting the released prisoners. This is like a Dumb and Dumber remake. Those prisoners look like they want to go back to Russia.
Oh, shit. They do.
Wow.
They do.
Magda Norris for $10. Disney is partially protected by the WEF, who is the judge. Well, I think if they were protected by the WEF, the case would have been thrown out.
I will say, having read all of the filings so far, and actually going through all their arguments, and with my small background in law, like this judge seems pretty damn on the money. She kind of like took Disney for a ride. They basically said, "Oh, we're protected by the First Amendment due to all these cases. We don't have to listen to Gina." And she went, "No. Let me break down everything to like she made sure it wasn't just like, no, we're moving forward. She shut every loophole and was like, you didn't do it. She gets to go.
It was a
Let's
brilliant
hope
document.
that maintains until the actual trials happen, because I remember when people kept blowing smoke up the judge's ass about the Rittenhouse case, about how he was gonna be taking no BS. And don't get me wrong, Kyle rightfully won that case, but the problem was that judge entertained some pretty damn stupid things, like the altered video stuff. Should have never even
that altered video stuff is more like, I don't even blame
you're
him.
allowed to talk. I want to actually see it happen.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I think the altered that we don't even need to talk about. That's a whole nother conversation. Let's keep going.
You get what I'm getting at.
No, I'm saying I'm doing that on my end. Like, I'm
talking about being a judge that's going to be so good and called down the line, and all of a sudden you see absurd things taking place. You're like, why is this even happening? So I hope that this happened. I want this to be down the middle of a case to be, but I always worry with these things that you can't hope for that. I've learned that that's just the embodiment of wishful thinking, especially in Hollywood, which runs on basically a separate economy where they play by their own rules versus what rules that us ordinary dudes play by.
Well, a couple of things.
Maybe for feeling that way.
A couple of things. Let me point out that the main law that Gina is using as the basis for her lawsuit is the law that essentially came out of the McCarthy era, that was designed to protect communists and their political speech. So that's the case law. And Spencer's right. I read the decision. The judge basically said, okay, so you cite this case to make this point.
Yeah, it was great.
Actually, that site is that this means this other thing. It doesn't mean what you say it means. And you cite this one here, but you're misapplying the interpretation of this. I mean,
she was basically like Inigo Montoya. Like it was great.
Apart. And what I find interesting on that is that she is a black female judge.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah, thank you, Jason.
All of the times that she's actually been appointed to a position, she's been appointed by Democrats. I don't think that this is going to be one of those slam dunk Disney gets the win cases.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, then it would have happened already. And I
That's
also
true.
don't think that Gina's going to settle.
Oh, we all know.
No, hell no, she ain't.
Now, do you think she would settle as far as getting rehired on the show?
I don't think she settles at all.
No,
because if she settles, if Disney offers to settle, then they say, okay, we'll give you your job back. We'll do the money thing. Let's make this all go away. Okay, fine. But if she wins, then she definitely gets her job back, plus all of the money and stuff, and the restoration of her reputation. And
I don't even think she needs to win. That's the thing I do like about this for Gina. She does not need to actually win.
It's a win either way, whether she wins the case or not.
Yeah, I like that part. That part I am optimistic about is the fact that even if she doesn't win, the fact that this stuff finally gets to come to proper light.
Well, the main thing is that it needs to see a courtroom and it needs discovery. That's the big thing. Is the discovery.
She made it to discovery. That's the win.
Exactly.
That's the win.
That's
everything else is gravy. Everything else is gravy.
But I think culture's right. I think at any point in all of this, no matter what happens next, anything that comes out in discovery, Gina wins this case.
Yeah,
right. And I don't see any way that she loses.
Well, Jason, do you agree then to this, which blows my mind because this is the bigger thing? Every single piece of discovery that comes out that gives them another thread to chase is worse for Disney.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And do you believe they already have the nuts cold on a lot of the points that they're making in court?
Maybe.
I think they do. I think
they do because Jay, Drunk 3PO, was on your stream. We were on that one on that Sunday night.
Oh,
and he sat there and he said, Gina's got emails.
Yes.
And you remember that one she got accidentally added onto about the email about the GoFundMe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And was it an accident or not? But I think, from what Jay was saying, she's got a lot of documentation already.
All she needs is a deal agreement or a deal offer that she's passed over or that she was CC'd on with her agent. Look, I mean, Latino Slant actually made a great point today over on, I think it was that Park Place where I was this morning. And I'm going to tell you right now, he talked about how it works in Hollywood, and that the first phone call might be to you, but the next phone call is to the agent, and the agent actually gets involved because they're the only person that can initiate any form of direction towards a contract. But a deal agreement can be thrown at you at any time, and there's a decent chance one was out there because she was about to be. This was about to be a life change for her.
Yeah.
You don't think she has record of that? Well, of course.
I'm sure she does. Yeah.
And
the Investor Day, I will say this: the Investor Day announcement about the show didn't mention her specifically, but everybody figured that was the next thing that was coming because all the word on the street was that she was going to be the lead on the show.
Kathleen Kennedy was talking about it, and talking
There's
about
a reasonableness
what the
here,
was gonna
right?
be. Everything else, this was in place, and they know it. And the fact that the show doesn't exist is a reinforcement of the point too. That this was all based
because if
around
she
Gina.
wasn't
But
going to be a key
none of
character,
that even matters.
the show would be out
There's
there.
definitely a trail of email that they can't refute. That the worst thing that could happen was going out there, and I'm going to say this for the 17th time since I've been on YouTube. When you have no power, you delay. Disney has been delaying like crazy. Think about going back to the Florida lawsuits that they dropped like crazy because they were fucking going to lose. But
using this same argument as the First Amendment stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And they know that. And here's the thing. This McCarthy thing, if they fight it, that tears down the whole law in California.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you're
what do you think is what do you think is the worst possible outcome that could come out of this? If you had to be as close to your feelings out of this.
If you're Gina or if you're Disney, because there's two very terrible outcomes
if you're Gina, what do you truly think? If you could take your feelings out of the equation, what do you think is the worst possible outcome for this?
They get through discovery, and the judge says you don't have enough to move forward. That's problem one.
Or you have this stuff, but I won't admit it as evidence.
Right. Which is the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
sounds
so
like Maricopa
that
County
would be the worst thing. Because beyond that, there's nothing that can stop the freight train. The freight train's rolling now. Yeah. And I talk about it in the video I've got coming out tomorrow. I think that's at butt crack o'clock in the morning. But anyway.
Don't forget, because you said McCarthy, and you were talking about Joe McCarthy, but remember, there's another lawsuit that's still sitting out there from Karen McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
The Acolyte.
No. The Acolyte. She got hired to do the Acolyte. See, Jason and I have the same track mind. She got hired to do the Acolyte, and then Disney said, nah, thanks for your day of work and relocating to England, but F you're screwed on the Acolyte.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. I didn't know about that.
Oh, this is if that
bad.
one goes to Discovery,
that's ball game.
Disney's done. Disney's absolutely done.
Look, Disney right now is caught up in so many different. So they have an age discrimination lawsuit that just got filed the last
gender discrimination lawsuit.
Well, that one's a month and a half ago.
Comics got passed over for being the Seven
Dwarfs. They got a bunch
Dwarves.
of trains rolling downhill that they can't do anything about, and because they've supported all the extreme leftist positions, they look bad defending against it. Yeah. So not only do they look bad, see, this is all bad news for Disney. This is why you never get political. Every single case they're involved in right now, they look bad because they decided, hey, we're going to pivot extreme left. And all these extreme left causes were like, rah, rah, rah. Okay, unions, now you're screwed on labor. You don't pay women right now, you're screwed there. You're going to get sued to pieces for that. I mean, it's just like it's constant, this whole big wave of stuff. Wait, I thought you liked powerful women. No, we got rid of one. And, wait a minute. I thought that, you were, righteous when it came to taking care of people who did work for you.
Look how they treated Scarlett Johansson in that 2021 case.
They are bad news, and they're in big trouble.
And when Epic Universe opens in Orlando next year, Disney World is done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they are massively screwed. We actually need to start wrapping things up, guys. I do have some super chats I need to get to real quick. I think I got this one. Yeah, Disney. And Magna Norris for another $10 says,
thank you.
I was 2 miles from Rittenhouse trial, and that judge was not bought by Soros. Yeah, really.
That may be true, but he still.
I think he was just trying to be really careful.
I think he was just old and didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Like when especially with that video pixel thing, that entire thing when they tried to be like, "This is what it is," he was like,
stuff they let in.
Yeah, there was.
Well, and that's like when you see all of this stuff, this legislation that tries to pass through Congress with a bunch of people that have absolutely no idea what any of this technology is. I mean, sometimes they're out of your depth, and I think that's true for this judge in the Rittenhouse case too. I think he ran into some stuff. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm looking forward to the 24/7 Gina Carano coverage on that gameplay.
Rewind a minute. We have 1,000 memes too. Don't forget the memes.
No, we don't have 1,000.
Get to the best of the best.
Legion.
Yeah, this is great right here. It's Hobo Casino versus me. From
you gotta add it up. It's not on screen.
I look amazing.
That's right. I have to switch it over.
Not as easy as it looks, is it? Comics
no, I'm just a dumbass.
Not now. Yeah, but now they're not seeing my superior kung fu.
Damn, comics! I didn't know you could race swap on command.
Yeah, I know. Awesome, right?
You should play every Marvel character.
Totally.
I know kung fu.
Did you see that with Robert Downey Jr. playing all of the characters?
Yeah, I saw that.
No, I didn't.
That was such a funny.
Did you see the?
They didn't get to see my moves because you were a dumbass, and then you fucking cut it off.
You fucking showed your moves. What are you talking about? Have you guys seen the Batman yet?
I'm a beast.
The Cape Crusader. Oh God, I watched the first episode. It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
God, I can't believe they fucking gender swapped.
Hey, nobody can see this.
Did you see
it's
the
really
golfing
small.
one?
Dude, of course.
Go down to the golfing one.
It's small regardless, dude. Golfing one?
Keep going down.
Hang on.
There it is.
Toxic man pose.
Right, look, some people would like to see things, but
you could
you
full
don't
screen
make it
that.
possible.
That's funny as hell.
That is pretty funny.
It is great.
Yep.
I'm a great golf instructor, by the way.
What's funny is that comics is a left-handed golfer.
Nope.
I don't play golf.
I like it when Tox does this because he makes it big. You're very small.
Is that a short stroke culture?
No, it's the size of the damn screen.
All right, here. Let me do this. Better? Whiny Pants Casino? That's basically it.
I don't think you know how to use Twitter.
Shut the fuck up.
There you go. That's how you do it. And then he hits the arrow thing.
Somebody got
Same fucking size, you dipshit.
No, it is much bigger. Everybody can see that.
What? I can do the same thing. Here you go. How culture? How's that?
That's better.
That's way better. That's Culture Casino size
Look
now.
at that. Look at that right there.
I'm not happy about this. Tox.
Culture's used to seeing things that small.
There it is. Hey,
that's
that looks
comics'
like my
Olympic swimming debut.
Oh shit! What was there something that happened at the Olympics today?
You mean a woman got her ass beat by a otherwise
biological man
defining themselves as human?
Wow, go figure.
Yeah, in 46 seconds,
a
dude knocked out a chick in Olympic boxing.
Wow, go figure.
Exactly.
Who's shock of all shocks?
Yeah.
Did you see the 14 people arrested at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the human smuggling.
Human smuggling thing.
Yeah, that's fucking
What
crazy.
a shock.
It's interesting. The thing about today's story, I have started to see, and I can't find any actual articles about it yet, but I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how the masculine fighter is actually biologically born anatomically a woman, but has the XY chromosome because of something called Swyer syndrome or something. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
All right, now if the person has an actual disease and all that stuff, things from there, I get it.
It's a lie.
That's different.
It's a lie. It's a gosh darn lie.
Mm-hmm.
I also play devil's advocate. If they were trans, like that's illegal in their country, they would have been executed.
Yeah.
Well, the International Boxing Association have come out and said that we disqualified this one and the other one that you're letting fight in the women's boxing. And they've called out the Olympics for letting them fight.
Oh, this one's good. If you want to know why Gen Xers are always mad, it's because we had to replace our record collections with a tape collection that was then replaced with a CD collection that was then replaced with MP3s, and now we need a subscription to listen to our music. Yeah, fuck you all. That's right. That's why we're pissed off.
That's absolutely correct.
I stuck with my CDs. I can't relate.
I did have a CD player. That is very funny. I had an 8-track too. So.
I still have some.
Yeah.
All right, I want to get this real quick. Stitch gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. And we're going to start out with outros. We're starting with Southern Belle. Provided that Belle is here. No, she's not. She's muted. We'll go to Nick. We'll come back to Belle. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Hi.
So, anyways, yeah, it's been a good TNT tonight. I hope everything works out for Gina as much as possible, and I think that's a really important case that could hopefully turn the floodgates open, as we like to say. That all said, Clobby's Comic Shop tomorrow night. Toxic Tuesday returns next week after a whole month away with the Outlaw Josie Wales. So people want to know what we're starting off with for Western Month. We're starting off strong with some Clint Eastwood. So the Outlaw Josie Wales. Of course, I'll record a video tomorrow too. So that'll be out. That'll be great. Huge. And I'll see you guys next week here as well. So thanks for having me. It's been a good show. Hang out the Dix Division. Goodbye, good fight, and good night.
Thank you, sir. Jason.
Hey, thanks for having me. Always good to be here. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, we have open line Friday on Live from the Bunker. Anybody wants to call in and spout off. We've been talking about San Diego Comic-Con all week and the various different news articles and the announcements and whatnot that have come out of there. So if you guys have opinions, if you guys want to rant or just, spout off for 2 minutes, you can do that tomorrow. Open line Friday.
All right. Thank you, sir. Spencer Bokule.
It's me. Oh my gosh, it's me. First of all, as always, thanks for having me on, guys. I love hanging out with all you guys every week. I think, wasn't I on earlier this week? Was I on Monday? I don't even know at this point. Everything just blurs together. But fun times hanging out with you. I can't wait till I come back. As always, you guys can check out boundingintocomics.com every day for new news articles on all the things that are happening to our favorite franchises. You can check out the Bounding Into Comics YouTube for video updates on that same news. If you want to catch more of me, you can hit me up on Twitter at KabutoWriterMav. Otherwise, you can go to my YouTube channel, Studio Kabuto, where Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I host a live stream, The Good, the Mad, the Ugly, where I break down or I have a discussion with you guys about the more weeby topics that don't really get discussed around our sphere. This week, I actually haven't had a chance to talk about San Diego Comic-Con stuff, so that's what I'll be talking about over there tomorrow night. If that's up your alley, come hang out. If not, I will see you guys all very, very soon. If not here, I will definitely be in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Breathe, Spencer, breathe.
I know. I ran out halfway there. I have no idea why. I've done this deal a million more times.
Belle, are you back?
Yes, I'm here.
Belle!
Okay. Give your outro. And apparently we have Deadpool spoilers for some reason.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of men in that. Tell you, that was great. Great discussion on Gina and the little game company and stuff. But my question that I wanted for Culture, or is he gone? Is he still here?
He's still here.
Okay.
He's just muted.
The toys they made, is that on the witness or what the sheet to call?
Hasbro or whoever has the toy licenses was not mentioned on the document.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean they won't.
Yeah, but they got rid of them really quick. I mean, they just nipped it in the bud all at once.
So to your answer to your question, I'm going to say it this way. Disney is doing their level best to try to limit their exposure. They're trying to keep it to the federal standard, which is 10 depositions, people who are going to come in and testify. Yet, Gina's team says this is so much larger. we need more than 10. There's a decent chance that after further discovery, they will grant that, and you are going to see a laundry list of these idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Should be interesting.
This is invest in a popcorn company.
Yeah, no kidding.
Be that big.
But to only allow so many people in the courtroom too, though, right?
Well, no, I think. Well, again, I mean, you're going to have people that are court reporters that normally have privileges to go in and observe what's going on within. But I look, I don't even think I'd focus on that. This is going to be primetime, constant information dump. I don't think we're going to have to. We will suffer for the lack of ability to actually have someone in the courtroom
Is this Culture Zone
in real time. But I wouldn't sweat that at all. I think Disney knows they're in trouble, and this will not be a good look for Disney at the end of the day. Wait, the sheep guy was over there a minute ago. What happened?
Yeah, and you started yapping.
Well, I was just answering questions that Bell.
We don't do questions in the outros.
Bell was hypnotizing me.
Well, I had the question earlier, but I couldn't get in with all the great discussion and stuff to move in, and say, my little hand up. Excuse me.
I understand. The guys wouldn't shut up.
I like your excuse.
You don't have your camera on. We didn't see your hand up.
I know.
Phil, you're hypnotizing me with that flashing.
Oh, I'm so
Bell's
sorry.
flashing his
I'm
own.
so sorry.
I can hear psychedelic music in the background.
I know the countertop.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can
I'm
pick up the Southern Bell oscillating toothbrush at beachfunk.com.
The facial massager, oscillating massager.
All right.
Thank you, comics.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Well, if only I could do promos as good as Spencer, then I would be doing well.
Take a deep breath and then start. You're not going to be speaking for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's been interesting times over in the that 70s Rock Fan channel, doing pretty well. Had a great show on Monday. Canon Film Club, King Solomon's Mines. These streams are going over pretty well these days, getting a lot of views. And I finally got around to launching memberships, as we were talking about earlier. So we'll see how well that does. Obviously, all the excitement of sheep-related items could be yours if you sign up. Speaking of sheep, I'll probably be doing a lot of shorts this weekend because in my little prairie town I live in, it's our annual stampede. So rodeo. The rodeo is in town for 4 days. So the mutton busting will be my favourite competition, obviously. Certainly looking forward to the mutton busting. So there'll probably be a bunch of shorts on that.
Oh, you'll be busting on some mutton.
Yeah, he's looking forward to busting.
But it'd be nice. Good to hang out and get the Stetson on and, listen to some... I'll be the man who put the tree...
Yeah.
I'll be the man who puts the tree back in the country. So...
Wow.
So, there will be a show on my channel on Monday, my normal time slot, but there'll be no planned or well-executed thing. It'll just be chatting about whatever. And then Tuesday night, as Nick said, Toxic Tuesday is back. So looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
See y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. I was finishing editing my third video for tomorrow. I'm working on my fourth outline so I can record it in the morning. There will be 4 lights tomorrow, whether you want them or not.
That's my line. That's my line.
Brought to you by that game place in Carl's Jr.
That's right. Well, Carl's Jr. was a tough get. I'm just going to say it that way. We tried to get their other brand, Hardee's, which is
I hear you go down on Carl's Jr. all the time.
But yeah, that game place is doing fantastic. We are at almost 2K. I don't know. Let me double check. Are we at 2K yet? I want to give you real-time news. Not real-time nudes, which would be
2K nut waxing stream on that game place
on all of that. So we've got let's see, we've got 2,000 subscribers on that game place. Thank you all very much. We appreciate you. Apparently, I made friends with my Rockstar video that says they admit that they are going super woke with GTA 6. So you want to watch that video. Most people want to watch that video.
Who knew there were so many gay people out there?
There's so many. That game plays 2,000
Imagine
subs.
YouTube, baby.
Yeah, it just happened. And thank you all so very much. Of course, we have my main channel on the main stage. We have Culture Casino, of course, which I would love for that to finally get to 25K.
God, yes, please.
Can make a difference to make
do a
Culture
body
Casino
waxing
get to 25K.
25K
And, I would appreciate that so very much. I'm going to be Hobo Gandalf in a celebration for that. So I just have to get the costume sewed up, and we will be ready to go for that. We've got more on the horizon at 50K, 100K, and apparently at 1 million. I just want to say thank you to all of you for hanging out with us, ridiculous group of humans, for the evening. With over 461 people at various points in time this evening, you're the best. We appreciate you. And, if you're not subscribed to me, go do that. Feel like that's something that you need to do in your life. Subscribe to me, Culture Casino. It's important. And on that note, we are not talking about Wolverine and Deadpool spoilers. We were talking about Deadpool being a ridiculous person at Disneyland. And support me. No, not Mike. Me. Support me. Why?
I love how Toxis is trolling us through the fucking scrolling bar.
I'm done. Somebody.
All right. Well, we get some super chats before I turn things over to Tox. From Magna Norse for $5. Says 46 seconds is a long, long time.
True.
And also, he says, for $5, biologically, it doesn't happen. But that's Serena punching a skinny Russian girl. Okay. I think that was in reference to the Olympics. I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention anyway. Here's Toxic Man Flu.
What? Oh, sorry. I've been messing around.
No shit, Tox. No shit.
It's been a good show. I think things going on. I'm not talking. My avatar stuff still isn't working. It kind of pisses me off. But breaking news. Here we go.
Well, Tox, to be fair, you just breathing oxygen pisses you off.
Yeah, it's true. In latest attack, orcs call Aragorn weird. And Gondor, after receiving new marching orders from Sauron, the guy that is going to shtup Galadriel, and this brings the power. The orcs of Mordor have gone to the media, and they're saying this upstart King Aragorn is just plain weird and creepy. And they say, who lives in the wilderness and changes their name? Asked Gothbarg, sorry. Like, seriously, who does that? That's weird. So there you go. Breaking news.
That's funny.
Aragorn is weird.
Yeah, the whole JD Vance thing is fucking hilarious. It's like, JD Vance is weird. And I love, like, somebody showed a picture of booty juice, like with these fake boobs feeding his kid.
Yeah.
He's like, JD Vance is weird. It's like Pete Buttigieg is that picture. It's just like, it's fucking funny, dude.
This. Yeah.
When you're basically surrounded by degeneracy, you think normalcy is weird.
That's what's weird. I don't want to be normal.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be that either. Hey, go out to comicsdivision.com and pick up any of the latest shirts that we have out there. We got some good ones. We got the Jedi Did Nothing Wrong. Oh, of course, I'm not showing it because I'm a dick. All right, there we go. That's there. Ba-da-da-da. So, the Jedi Did Nothing Wrong. That's a great shirt. It's out. Well, I designed it, so of course it's a great shirt.
It is a great shirt. I mean, despite the fact that you designed it, it's great.
That's true.
Same thing with the Acolyte shirt. It's good, too.
Yeah, I like the Acolyte. That's a great shirt, too. It's got Vita Feminism. And, of course, if you really want to be with the in crowd, get your I Survived the 2024 Joe Biden Bike Fest.
We got to do one for Kamala. Oh, my God.
If I did one for Kamala, it would just be a giant black hole. That would be it. With hot dogs going in it.
Yeah, you have to get an unburdened reference in there.
No, what it needs to be is like it's the Kamala Harris hot dog eating contest.
Oh, yes.
We'll figure something out.
Kamala takes the big beef 24. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. But head on out there, and And eventually we'll get some stuff going on there. They got the joint member streams and stuff they're working on.
Yeah, joint member stream is this Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Nice.
This Tuesday, 9 p.m. And we'll be watching Demolition Man. So mark your calendars, folks. We'll be posting this in the comments.
9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, sorry, 9 p.m. Central. We'll be posting this in the community sections of our YouTube channels for links for members. So keep an eye out on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got I think My Science Project on the list, and Real Genius, some others we're going to do.
And we're also going to add Shin Godzilla to that list too, because I know that this is something I've been meaning to watch, and why not do it with friends?
So Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, we'll do that as number 2.
You're gonna do that as number 2. All right. So now I've got to move all this shit around because Comics Division didn't tell me this.
Oh my God! All you have to do is add to the Excel sheet, add a new row below Demolition Man.
Actually, just
insert one row above
if you want to insert.
All right, and it's Shin Godzilla. Okay,
we just crossed 700 over on Odyssey.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Let me go and double check the Rumble side. Just make sure that nobody dropped anything there. Nope, we're good.
Thank you to everyone who pants.
Thank you, everyone who showed up to watch us tonight. It was a lot of fun. Thank you to all you who go and support us either through super chats or through memberships or just showing up and watching. Duly appreciated. Here's some credits, and we'll catch you next time.
Comics is gay.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
The show was better than that. Just barely.
This was a good time. I mean,
it was.
Even with
I came in late and made fun of all of you bastards.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've been able to hear you in a long time.
True. Alex looks like he's getting a blowjob from another midget.
Blowy blow.
I'm leaning back in my chair because I'm tired.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So Randall wants you to sit down in a chair in Orlando and have Drunk 3PO stand next to you, and we'll take a picture. And hashtag I stand with comics.
Hashtag fuck no.
I think we should probably.
I don't need any more fucking midget jokes. Thanks.
I think we should lean into the Dorf on golf joke.
I think that was be funny.
Well, yeah,
that was very clever. The dropping me as the golf balls for you to hit off the net. That was clever.
Really good.
Clever. Yeah.
So did I tell you guys I'm going to have 4 videos tomorrow?
No, we never heard that whatsoever, and we didn't hear anything about that gameplay either.
For you. And not only that, on that gameplay, we're going to drop out 2 or 3 videos tomorrow, and one of them might have Spencer in it. That gameplay.
You know what?
I don't think anyone heard you, and I don't think you said it enough closer. What channel is that again?
That game place. I think I qualify as somebody who promotes things. Like the shirt. I promoted the shirt. By the way, Tox, you missed the beginning of the show. It was amazing. I showed off the brand new shirt. Yeah, I showed
it. You did. You even showed the back too.
Yeah.
I wore mine out today.
Like the dirty hoe he is.
Nice.
I mean, I want people to buy the shirt.
I'm going to send you soap.
Okay, I'll show off the soap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bending over for the soap.
Damn it.
I'm going to drop in the shower.
Dick's Division goes to prison. That would be... Yeah, that'd be funny.
Good night, folks.
I think this is going to end soon.
Comics takes the hard rock in Alcatraz.